at the 29 by cornerback Tyrell Raby, and it's a first down pickup presented by Kroger, and the Buckeyes going to get right on the ball.
Great protection here by the offensive line.
First down at their own 29-yard line. Julian Sand from Calabasas, California gets the snap, feeds Peoples running right side, and Peoples is knocked down at the Ohio State 33-yard line by safety Christian Williams.
Gain of about 4 yards running behind. Started to the right, cut back behind his left guard, Luke Montgomery. Found a little bit of a rushing hole there. Gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, they make it 2nd and 7 for Ohio State. Ball at their own 33. C.J. Donaldson replace Peoples at tailback. He'll set up to the right of quarterback Julian Sand. Smith and Ennis come wide to the left. Tate wide right. 2nd and Ohio State. 7 to go. Working from their own 33. Opening drive of the game. Snap to Sand. Gives it on a reverse. Ennis going around the right side. Ennis to his own 35. To the 40. And he's going to be cut down at his own 40-yard line by corner Blake Davis of Grambling State.
Ennis responsible for 2 first downs already on this drive. 1 on a reception. That time on a reverse. Picks up the first.
And the Buckeyes again are going to assemble quickly on the ball, which will be put down at the Ohio State 41-yard line, it appears. So high-speed movement for Ohio State on offense. Sand in the gun with a snap. Sand quick toss goes right side Tate. He'll scoot up to his own 45, and he's going to be stood up and stopped right around the 49 of Ohio State by corner Blake Davis of Grambling State.
Cardinal Tate with that reception, 30 straight games with their catch. Every game that he's played in here for the Buckeyes, he's caught a pass, and they got him active early in this drive.
He had that catch for a touchdown last week on a 40-yarder against Texas. So 2nd and 2, Ohio State at their own 49-yard line. Scoreless first quarter, 13-23 and rolling.
Well, we saw a reverse and a screen on this drive already.
Yeah, really, something we didn't see much of at all. So now Julian Sand in his number 10 scarlet jersey aligns in a shotgun. James Peoples off his right hip at tailback. Now moving in motion, Tate on the right side of the formation. Sand gets the snap from Hinsman. He'll screen at left side. Jeremiah Smith dances to the 50. He goes down at the 47 of Grambling State, where the stop gets made over there by safety Quentin Talley.
Yeah, kind of a version of a wide receiver screen there. Brandon Ennis got a good block on the outside, and Jeremiah Smith picked up that first down.
And a quick second down for Ohio State, working with the Grambling 47. Sand, play fakes, looks, shoots that down the middle of the field. Wide open receivers got it, and going all the way into the end zone will be Kazmarek for a touchdown. His first as an Ohio State Buckeye. Will Kazmarek on a 47-yard pass play from Julian Sand, and Ohio State strikes early with a TD pass to go up 6-0.
Now, very efficient, as you saw. Ohio State playing at a fast tempo. They want to get a lot of plays into this ball game, and we had the big play there. They looked at the wide receivers, had those guys pretty much checked up. Julian Sand saw Will Kazmarek running right down the middle of the field, and he put it on the money, and Kazmarek ends up in the end zone.
His third collegiate touchdown. His first 2 came when he was an Ohio Bobcat. PAT unit is on. John Furlman to snap. Joe McGuire to hold for kicker Jaden Fielding out of League City, Texas. And Fielding's kick for the 7th point of the game is up, and it is good. And with that touchdown, that's another donation from the Heartland Bank Community Foundation to the USO of Central and Southern Ohio, benefiting our active duty military personnel and their families. For more information or to support our troops, go to usocso.org and be the force behind the forces. Timeout with 12:39 to play first quarter. 7-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
When you're here, you understand what it means to be a Buckeye. And at Elk & Elk, we're proud to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday. Every client, every day, means if you're ever injured, we're proud to stand with you in court. And when you're here at the shoe, we're proud to stand with you and cheer on the Buckeyes.
Whether we're here at the big game or in court, we are committed to you.
Elk & Elk, proud sponsor sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
What's up, everybody? It's Tyvis Powell. T-Bone and I talk Buckeyes Monday morning at 6 on The Fan.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Each Buckeye defensive third down this half is brought to you by Corson Fire and Security, protecting life and property since 1946. From knowledgeable salespeople to highly trained technicians, Corson provides the very best fire protection and security solutions to businesses throughout Ohio. Learn more at Corson.com. Julian Sand, a 47-yard touchdown pass to Will Kazmarek, plus the point after, has given Ohio State a 7-0 lead over Grambling State with 12:39 to play first quarter.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 6 plays, 83 yards, 2 minutes and 14 seconds ticked off the clock. They were in a hurry.
They were. Third career touchdown pass for Julian Sand. He had one last week. He had one last year. And he is able to hit Will Kazmarek, young man out of St. Louis, in his second year as a Buckeye and part of that deep tight end group we talked about, Jim.
Yeah, they got a deep tight end group. Max Clare, obviously, he's been going to play a lot. Bennett Christian, Jelani Thurman, and then the freshman, Nate Roberts, got some playing time last week against the Texas Longhorns.
Jordan Bride and Tylon Williams will be the deep returners for Grambling State as they wait to get their hands on the ball for the first time. Jaden Fielding will kick off for Ohio State. He puts that ball in the air with the right foot, and that ball is going to land out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Xavier Tissett, a sophomore from Baton Rouge. He transferred to Grambling State from Southern University, threw for 3 touchdowns last week, 210 yards, 20 for 25.
Jaden Fielding kicked that kickoff about 10 yards past the goalpost. That was a big one.
That was impressive. We're going to see Byron Eaton open a tailback for the Tigers. He scored a rushing touchdown last week. And Grambling State is going to have 2 receivers flanked out wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. For Xavier Tissett, who played in 16 games at Southern University, 6 career touchdown passes, 2 interceptions.
And a left-hander.
Yes, he is. Reminds you of a few of them, like Ken Stabler, Bobby Douglas, Rick Leach, etc., etc. First and 10. Grambling from their own 25. Tissett out of the shotgun. Left hands a pass out on the left flat, and it's caught by Eaton, the tailback, and he's driven out of bounds at the 35 of Grambling State by corner Davison Igbenosin.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot out of the Grambling State. As soon as Tissett catches that football, he's going to look for the open receiver down.
Buckeyes scored on their first possession. A Julian Sand 47-yard touchdown pass to Will Kazmarek. So now Grambling advances to their own 37-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Trey Bradford is in a tailback, but he's going to set up as a slot left. So 2-by-2 receivers, right and left. Tight end Knighton is on the right side of the line for Grambling, and quarterback Xavier Tissett. Auto and home, and circling you with solutions you can trust in Coba. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 9:06 to play first quarter. 7-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer in September 1st. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile...
40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 6 plays, 83 yards, 2 minutes and 14 seconds ticked off the clock. They were in a hurry.
They were. Third career touchdown pass for Julian Sand. He had one last week. He had one last year. And he is able to hit Will Kazmarek, young man out of St. Louis in his second year as a Buckeye and part of that deep tight end group we talked about, Jim.
Yeah, they got a deep tight end group. Max Clare, obviously, he's been going to play a lot. Bennett Christian, Jelani Thurman, and then the freshman, Nate Roberts, got some playing time last week against the Texas Longhorns.
Jordan Bride and Tylon Williams will be the deep returners for Grambling State as they wait to get their hands on the ball for the first time. Jaden Fielding will kick off for Ohio State. He puts that ball in the air with the right foot, and that ball is going to land out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Xavier Tissett, a sophomore from Baton Rouge. He transferred to Grambling State from Southern University, threw for 3 touchdowns last week, 210 yards, 20 for 25.
Jaden Fielding kicked that kickoff about 10 yards past the goalpost. That was a big one.
That was impressive. We're going to see Byron Eaton open a tailback for the Tigers. He scored a rushing touchdown last week. And Grambling State is going to have 2 receivers flanked out wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. For Xavier Tissett, who played in 16 games at Southern University, 6 career touchdown passes, 2 interceptions.
And a left-hander.
Yes, he is. Reminds you of a few of them, none like Ken Stabler, Bobby Douglas, Rick Leach, etc., etc. First and 10 Grambling from their own 25. Tissett out of the shotgun. Left hands a pass out on the left flat, and it's caught by Eaton, the tailback, and he's driven out of bounds at the 35 of Grambling State by corner Davison Igbenosun.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot out of the Grambling State. As soon as Tissett catches that football, he's going to look for the open receiver down.
Buckeyes scored on their first possession. A Julian Sand 47-yard touchdown pass to Will Kazmarek. So now Grambling advances to their own 37-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Trey Bradford is in a tailback, but he's going to set up as a slot left. So 2x2 receivers, right and left. Tight end Knighton is on the right side of the line for Grambling, and quarterback Xavier Tissett. Auto and home, and circling you with solutions you can trust in Coba. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 9:06 to play first quarter. 7-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends September 1st. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile...
40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 6 plays, 83 yards, 2 minutes and 14 seconds ticked off the clock. They were in a hurry.
They were. Third career touchdown pass for Julian Sand. He had one last week. He had one last year. And he is able to hit Will Kazmarek, young man out of St. Louis, in his second year as a Buckeye and part of that deep tight end group we talked about, Jim.
Yeah, they got a deep tight end group. Max Clare, obviously, he's been going to play a lot. Bennett Christian, Jelani Thurman, and then the freshman, Nate Roberts, got some playing time last week against the Texas Longhorns.
Jordan Bride and Tylon Williams will be the deep returners for Grambling State as they wait to get their hands on the ball for the first time. Jaden Fielding will kick off for Ohio State. He puts that ball in the air with the right foot, and that ball is going to land out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Xavier Tissett, a sophomore from Baton Rouge. He transferred to Grambling State from Southern University, threw for 3 touchdowns last week, 210 yards, 20 for 25.
Jaden Fielding kicked that kickoff about 10 yards past the goalpost. That was a big one.
That was impressive. We're going to see Byron Eaton open a tailback for the Tigers. He scored a rushing touchdown last week. And Grambling State is going to have 2 receivers flanked out wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. For Xavier Tissett, who played in 16 games at Southern University, 6 career touchdown passes, 2 interceptions.
And a left-hander.
Yes, he is. Reminds you of a few of none, like Ken Stabler, Bobby Douglas, Rick Leach, etc., etc. First and 10 Grambling from their own 25. Tissett out of the shotgun. Left hands a pass out on the left flat, and it's caught by Eaton, the tailback, and he's driven out of bounds at the 35 of Grambling State by corner Davison Igbenosun.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot out of the Grambling State. As soon as Tissett catches that football, he's going to look for the open receiver down.
Buckeyes scored on their first possession. A Julian Sand 47-yard touchdown pass to Will Kazmarek. So now Grambling advances to their own 37-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Trey Bradford is in a tailback, but he's going to set up as a slot left. So 2x2 receivers, right and left. Tight end Knighton is on the right side of the line for Grambling, and quarterback Xavier Tissett. Auto and home, and circling you with solutions you can trust in Coba. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 9:06 to play first quarter. 7-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends September 1st. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile...
40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 6 plays, 83 yards, 2 minutes and 14 seconds ticked off the clock. They were in a hurry.
They were. Third career touchdown pass for Julian Sand. He had one last week. He had one last year. And he is able to hit Will Kazmarek, young man out of St. Louis, in his second year as a Buckeye and part of that deep tight end group we talked about, Jim.
Yeah, they got a deep tight end group. Max Clare, obviously, he's been going to play a lot. Bennett Christian, Jelani Thurman, and then the freshman, Nate Roberts, got some playing time last week against the Texas Longhorns.
Jordan Bride and Tylon Williams will be the deep returners for Grambling State as they wait to get their hands on the ball for the first time. Jaden Fielding will kick off for Ohio State. He puts that ball in the air with the right foot, and that ball is going to land out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Xavier Tissett, a sophomore from Baton Rouge. He transferred to Grambling State from Southern University, threw for 3 touchdowns last week, 210 yards, 20 for 25.
Jaden Fielding kicked that kickoff about 10 yards past the goalpost. That was a big one.
That was impressive. We're going to see Byron Eaton open a tailback for the Tigers. He scored a rushing touchdown last week. And Grambling State is going to have 2 receivers flanked out wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. For Xavier Tissett, who played in 16 games at Southern University, 6 career touchdown passes, 2 interceptions.
And a left-hander.
Yes, he is. Reminds you of a few of none, like Ken Stabler, Bobby Douglas, Rick Leach, etc., etc. First and 10 Grambling from their own 25. Tissett out of the shotgun. Left hands a pass out on the left flat, and it's caught by Eaton, the tailback, and he's driven out of bounds at the 35 of Grambling State by corner Davison Igbenosun.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot out of the Grambling State. As soon as Tissett catches that football, he's going to look for the open receiver down.
Buckeyes scored on their first possession, a Julian Sayin 47-yard touchdown pass to Will Kazmarek. So now Grambling advances to their own 37-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Trey Bradford is in a tailback, but he's going to set up as a slot left. So 2x2 receivers, right and left. Tight end Knighton is on the right side of the line for Grambling, and quarterback Xavier Tissett. Auto and a home, and circling you with solutions you can trust in Coba. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 9:06 to play first quarter. 7-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to...
Auto and a home, and circling you with solutions you can trust in Coba. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 9:06 to play first quarter. 7-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding.
Badgers can
around the 14 of Grambling State, and the initial indications that the Buckeyes have recovered it.
Yeah, it looked like just a bad handoff, a bad pitch that Julian Sayin had. He did all those great things throwing the football. Now he's pitching it to C.J. Donaldson. Kind of underthrew that a little bit.
So that's going to make it 3rd and 9 now for Ohio State with the ball at the Grambling State 13.
Yeah, lost about 4 or 5 yards there.
So Will Kazmarek will come back in at tight end, replacing Claire. Smith and Ennis go wide right. Tate will come wide left with Claire. He is still in there. Donaldson in the backfield. Snap to Sayin. He's going to go on top. Pass goes into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. What a grab. Carnell Tate left corner of the end zone as he got behind corner. Tyrell Raby in the air. Snatched it. Came down to the ground with a score. And the Buckeyes now up 20-0.
Well, made his decision to hurry there. Julian Sayin, he looked to his left all the way. Was looking towards number 17, Carnell Tate, as he's going up the Ohio State sideline. And throws a perfect pass for only Carnell Tate to grab.
His second TD catch of the season, Carnell Tate, coupled with the one last week against Texas. Well, this Buckeye offense is operating at high gear right now. And on is the PAT unit to try for point number 21. John Furlman snaps. Joe McGuire puts it down. Jaden Fielding's kick is up. And it is good for the 21st point of the game. So with 4:10 to play here in the first quarter, this would define as a fast start as Ohio State has a 21-0 lead over Grambling State, Jim.
Yeah, that was a 13-yard touchdown reception there, and just a great drive again by Ohio State. The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 7 plays, 65 yards, 3:19 off the clock.
6 career touchdown catches for Carnell Tate, who we saw really late in the year last year break out with that game he had against Northwestern at Wrigley Field.
Buckeyes got 235 yards on those 3 scoring drives.
Well,
last week they had 233 for the game.
Yeah, really.
Or 203, I should say.
Now Grambling State, before they can really realize what's happened, they're down 3 touchdowns. 21-0, Ohio State leading. Julian Sayin with his first career multiple touchdown pass game. Jaden Fielding is set to kick off. The sun has been dipping in and out, but it is out now here at Ohio Stadium. Fielding drives his right foot in the ball to kick that in the air, and that one is going to land in the end zone for another touchback. Well,
he's getting some work here in this first quarter.
He certainly is. And the Ohio State defense will get a little more work here. 21-0 Ohio State leading. Julian Sand touchdown passes to Will Kazmarek, Jeremiah Smith, and to Carnell Tate. Grambling State's offense out there with Trey Bradford at tailback, Xavier Tissett the quarterback. He works in a shotgun with 4 eligible receivers off the line to the right. 1st and 10. Tigers at their own 25-yard line, driving from the north closed end of the stadium to the south open end of the stadium. Xavier Tissett gets the snap, hands it to Bradford, running straight ahead, and he runs into linebacker Peyton Pierce, who drops him around the Ohio State 29-yard line.
He was lined up left of the quarterback Tissett there and was able to find a little bit of running room on that left side, run behind the left guard, Darius Meeks, number 74.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. Ball marked at their own 29-yard line. Bradford remains the tailback off the left hip of his quarterback Tissett. 2x2 receivers with a tight end, Knighton, in a stand-up position like the old Iowa Hawkeyes used to do on the left side of the line. Back when they had Jonathan Hayes. Now Tissett apparently has changed the play. Resettles in a shotgun with Bradford off his right-hand hip. And a flag as the ball was snapped.
Play clock?
I think it was a movement, Jim.
All right, yep.
Oh, there's the signal, yeah. So the Tigers getting in their own way. This is a program that racked up 474 yards of total offense last week. But again, it was playing Langston, an NAIA school. Played that game at Shreveport, where the Independence Bowl is played every year. 2nd and 11. Grambling State at their own 24-yard line, but trailing Ohio State 21-0 here in the first quarter at Ohio Stadium. Xavier Tissett, left-handed quarterback, set up in a shotgun, gets the snap, going to pass, screens out on the right side, and it's caught in his receiver. Williams is moving where Peyton Pierce, linebacker, will drop him around the Grambling State 32-yard line.
Quick throw again by Tissett there. Caught that ball from the center, snap, turned to his left, and just let it go. Nice run by the receiver there.
Corson, 3rd down, 3 to go. Ball for Grambling State at their own 32-yard line with under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Bradford remains the tailback next to his quarterback, Xavier Tissett. Tissett now looking to his sideline for signals from his head coach, Mickey Joseph. Again, 3rd and 3, Grambling State just past their own 30-yard line. Tissett with a snap, hands it Bradford, and Bradford runs past right guard, and finally he's going to be stopped by Jalen McClain, safety, around the 40-yard line, but that'll give the Tigers a first down.
Yeah, good-looking play there. Bradford takes that, gets some tough yards right in between the tackles there, and now you'll see Grambling hurry up and get right up to the line of scrimmage.
Which is their own 41-yard line with a fresh set of downs. 21-0, Ohio State leading. 1st and 10 Grambling as Xavier Tissett again is in the shotgun awaiting the snap from Alexander Vigil. Now Tissett looks to his left, which is his sideline on the east side of Ohio Stadium. Bradford, the tailback, will flip and move to the right side of the quarterback. Xavier Tissett gets the ball in his hands. Tissett left hands a pass up the left side, and that ball is incomplete. It almost hit the rear end of Davis and Igbenosin at the Ohio State 35, where he was covering receiver Tyson George.
Yeah, Tyson George, that ball was just well underthrown there by Tissett. We've seen him throw some very nice throws so far in this game, but that one just didn't have enough on it as he was a left-hander throwing to his left there.
Kobe Brown will come in as an extra tight end for the Tigers, who now look at 2nd down, 10 to go, ball to their own 41-yard line. Wide receiver George flanked out to the left along with another wide receiver Howard. Couple of tight ends are on the right side of the line, George and Knighton. Bradford in the backfield next to Xavier Tissett. The quarterback, 2nd down for Grambling State at their own 41-yard line and down by 3 scores. And now we're going to get a timeout called by Mickey Joseph, the Grambling State head coach, with 1:53 on the first quarter clock here at Ohio Stadium. It's 21-0 Ohio State with a lead. Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Joint partners American Electric Power, Kroger, Donato's, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS TV in Columbus, and supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/BuckeyesCare. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Well, after Carnell Tate's touchdown, his second of the year, he went back to the middle bench at midfield. He looked up to see the replay on the Jumbotron to his right, and the entire wide receiver room cheered in unison supporting their guy. Another thing defensively, defensive coordinator Matt Patricia was talking to his guys, said you got to be alert with the athleticism of quarterback Xavier Tissett. That's going to be something to monitor as this game goes on.
He rushed only one time last week for 5 yards, but yes, be on alert. 2nd and 10, Grambling State at their own 41-yard line. Xavier Tissett, the quarterback, is set up in a shotgun. Bradford, the tailback, off his right-hand hip. Tissett's going to take off running, and Caden Curry, defensive end, will drag him down at the 39-yard line for a loss on the play, bringing up a Corson 3rd down.
Yeah, Kenyatta Jackson again quickly getting in the backfield. The other defensive end, Caden Curry, in the backfield in a hurry. That didn't allow Tissett to break out of there on that quarterback run play.
So to be 3rd and 11, Grambling State of their own 40 with a minute and a half to play in the first quarter. 2 receivers wide right, 2 receivers wide left. Trey Bradford, a tailback, to the right of quarterback Xavier Tissett. 3rd down, Grambling. They were fortunate to get that ball spotted at their own 40 after that play. Snap to Tissett, looks to throw, guns that up the left side, caught at the 50-yard line, and the receiver goes right down in front of a corner, Jermaine Matthews. Tyson George with a catch about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, they needed 11. They picked up about 10. Looks like Grambling's going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, they will. 4th and short with 58 seconds and counting on the first quarter clock. Now the officials...
They call it incomplete?
They must be, Jim. They called it an incomplete pass. Wow. So that'll change the
be 4th
plan.
and 11.
Yeah.
All right.
Grambling State will punt the ball away.
Punt number 3.
Brandon Ennis back to await the 3rd punt from Johnny Schiaffino. With 59 seconds on the first quarter clock, 21-0, Ohio State with a lead. What are we doing here, folks?
They going to review that, or what's going on?
Nah, that's what I was thinking too, Jim, with the way the official was kind of prancing around. The official review is what's going to happen. It is brought to you by AAA. Become a AAA Buckeye MVP member today at AAA.com/Buckeyes. So they are going to review whether it's an incomplete pass or not.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the ground might have had a little bit of help securing that football. Again, we've seen a couple of those. One way went against Sonny Styles. The other one went for the Texas wide receiver last week. Hard to see.
Interception, yeah.
Hard to see if his hand was underneath that football, and don't look at that right now.
Well, Julian Sand in the opening drive of the game, a 47-yard TD pass to Will Kazmarek. Second possession, an 87-yard gimme to Jeremiah Smith, and then he threw a 13-yarder to Carnell Tate. That's what's gotten us to 21-0 favor Ohio State.
Yeah, the angle I just saw, it's hard to tell. It looks like that ball did move when it hit the ground.
So for the moment, it's 4th and 11. Grambling State with the ball placed at their own 40-yard line.
You know, either be 4th and 11 and they'll punt, or be 4th and 1 and they'll go for it, I'm thinking.
You mentioned that this is the 5th time that Grambling State has played in the state of Ohio. Well, we're going to get the announcement, we think. Oh. All right, the mic's not working, so it's going to be 4th down.
They're going to call it a catch, though.
So it'd be 4th and 1 with the ball right up there at the 50.
Yep.
Grambling State played in 2021 Canton, where they beat Tennessee State. 2004 beat Bethune-Cookman in Cincinnati. 1970 beat Jackson State in Cleveland, and in 1948 lost to Central State in Wilberforce. So 4th and 1. Grambling State will have the ball on a completed catch at the 50-yard line. New tailback in, Andre Cruz. He'll be to the right of quarterback Xavier Tissett. 4th and 1, Grambling State at their own 50. Cruz with a give, and Cruz is going to get the first down, and he's going to bust by defenders to the Ohio State 40, left side to the 30 of Ohio State before safety Jalen McClain drives him out of bounds with a redshirt freshman from Chicago. Andre Cruz gives Grambling a first down.
Yeah, he had a TD last week, had 9 attempts for 47 yards. That was a nice-looking run there by number 13, Andre Cruz.
So the ball put at the Ohio State 31 for the Grambling State Tigers with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Cruz is going to remain at tailback. He's to the left of Xavier Tissett, the quarterback. 2x2 receivers stacked both to the right and to the left for Grambling State. Tissett appears to have changed the play, giving signals to Alexander Vigil to his center. TSAT gets the snap, quick toss right side, complete. George, who dances his way to the Ohio State 25, where linebacker Sonny Styles will drop Tyson George on the right side.
I like the game plan here by Grambling State. They're not holding that ball long. They're doing a lot of quick throws, spreading the field out against Ohio State.
So that's going to make it 2nd and 4, and the first quarter is going to come to an end here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. After one quarter, it's 21-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. Timeout on the field. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
The Donato's Pep Duo Pizza is back, and it brought a pal. The Donato's Pep Duo, loaded with crispy pepperoni and 3 kinds of cheese. Now get a large Pep Duo pizza for just $14.99. Also back, Donato's deliciously dippable pepperoni cheese bread. Now on the $5 Pizza Pals menu for a limited time. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's, gotta love more.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Back at Ohio Stadium, Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. It's brought to you by Encova Insurance. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics. Later Big Ten teams in action. Late first quarter out in Eugene. Oregon 20, Oklahoma State 0. Wisconsin and Middle Tennessee State scoreless mid-first quarter. Top 25, your later game. Second quarter, Georgia up on Austin Peay 14-3. Troy leads Clemson 7-0 first quarter. They are in a weather delay. Kentucky and Ole Miss scoreless in the first. After one, Tennessee 24, East Tennessee State 0. Couple of games involving teams around the state. Down in Cincinnati, UC 14, Bowling Green 0. They're in the second. And in Athens, Ohio and West Virginia, they are scoreless first quarter. Ohio State 21, Grambling State 0 as we head to the second with the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
And welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 2229. That 21-0 lead is because of 3 Julian Sayin touchdown passes, 1 each to Will Kazmarek, Jeremiah Smith, and Carnell Tate. But right now, Grambling State 2nd and 4 with the ball to the Ohio State 25-yard line. Quarterback Xavier T said, early movement on the line of scrimmage. Let's see whom is the guilty party.
Looks like number 96 again, Edric Houston.
Yes.
And he's going to be subbed.
Offside. Defense, number 96. Movement forward in the neutral zone causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
He's subbed for Taiwan Malone. So, Grambling State, the benefactor, now 1st and 10 with the ball to the Ohio State 20-yard line. Andre Cruz, who had a big 4th down run, remains at tailback for the Tigers to the right of his quarterback, Xavier Tsat. Vigil, the center over the ball, as Tsat looks to his right to his sideline for a change in play. 2x2 receivers, both to the right and to the left. Tsat back in a gun, gets the snap, hands it to Cruz. Going straight up the middle goes Cruz, and he's piled up and stopped right around the 19. Bo Atkinson, defensive end, in there to help make that stop, along with Ohio State's Caden McDonald.
Got an injured player.
Officials timeout for an offensive injury.
And that looks like one of the offensive linemen for Grambling State who is injured.
It's like number 57, Armin Bethea. Grabbing his lower left leg.
That's a young man that transferred there from Bowling Green, who's playing down at Nippert Stadium today. So the timeout will draw medical attention for the senior from Brooklyn, New York. 14:50 to play, second quarter here in Columbus. Timeout on the field, 21-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Nature made to care for fans on game day and every day. Proud vitamin and supplement sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 14:50 to play, second quarter here at Ohio Stadium. The Buckeyes leading Grambling State 21-0. How about it for Coach John Cooper? He was the bell ringer today. They showed him up in the tower ringing that bell and waving his towel.
Yeah, he was kidding last week. He goes, they made me go over there and practice. I go, all I got to do is pull on a rope. I know how to ring a bell.
But great to see Coach Cooper up there as the second bell ringer.
And we'll see him Monday night, I think, right,
yeah,
Skip?
I believe so. 2nd and 9. Grambling State with the ball at the Ohio State 19-yard line. And quarterback Xavier Tsat gets everybody settled. 2-by-2 receivers. Singer back to his left. And Tsat will throw middle to feet. He overthrows at the 10-yard line his intended receiver, Tylan Williams, who had Caleb Downs there busting into him, bringing up a course and third down.
He busted into him. Caleb tossed him on the ground. He rolled about 5 yards.
He sure did. So third down for the Grambling State Tigers. 9 to go at the Ohio State 19-yard line. Substitutions being made on both sides of the field. Boy, Grambling head coach Mickey Joseph coming way out on that field to get the play administered. Tsat gets the Tigers out of a little brief huddle. Empty backfield, 3 wide to the right, single flanker left. 3rd and 9, Grambling State at the 19 of Ohio State. The Buckeyes leading by 3 touchdowns. Xavier Tsat in a shotgun. Eyeballs the defense, gets the snap, looks to throw, tosses out on the right side and misses his target at the 5 as he badly missed the receiver he was going to. That ball was thrown for Baron Miles, who was covered by corner Davis and Igbenosin. So it will be 4th down, and let's see what the Tigers are going to do. It looks like they may be trying a long field goal.
Yeah, they are. Not too long.
Well, we saw Josh McCormick out there hitting during practice from 50-plus, but this is going to be Theodore Caballero, a junior from San Antonio, and he's going to try a 36-yard field goal try. Peyton Hoff, the snapper. Johnny Schifino is the holder, putting it down at the 26. And Caballero kicking for a 36-yard field goal. That ball's in the air, and that ball is not going to make it. No good on a 36-yard field goal try by Theodore Caballero. So the score remains 21-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State here early in the second quarter, but we saw the Tigers with some offensive movement.
Yeah, they did. They had some big plays. Got helped by a penalty there that gave them a first down. That kick just went wide right by about 10 yards. So had a nice drive going there. Buckeyes were able to bone up on 2nd and 3rd down, force it into a 4th and 9 situation, and they missed the field goal attempt.
Well, they had to deal with an injury, too. They lost one of their tackles, Armand Bethea, during that drive. We'll see if that has a lingering effect. So Ohio State back with the ball in their hands, leading 21-0. early in the second quarter. Julian Sayin, sophomore quarterback from Carlsbad, California, spent a minute at Alabama before he transferred. Settles under his center, Carson Hinsman, to take the snap. Hands it off C.J. Donaldson, running left side. Donaldson to his 22, sidesteps one defender and goes to the 29, where he's thrown out by linebacker Josh Darling of Grambling State.
Good fake there by Julian Sayin. He kept rolling to his right while all the action and C.J. Donaldson was going to his left. C.J. picks up about 9 yards.
To make it 2nd and 1 to the Ohio State 29. A senior from Coral Gables, Florida, previously playing at West Virginia. You think the Mountaineers are having any fun down in Athens today? Or last night, for that matter?
Sold out.
Yes, 2nd down. Ohio State short to go with the ball at their own 29. Sayin in a shotgun. Donaldson off his right hand hip. Julian Sayin gets the snap, fakes a handoff, sets up at his 20 to pass, flings that one where it's caught out on the right side, and the receiver is dumped. Bennett Christian at the 30 by linebacker Tony Morgan of Grambling State.
Should be enough for a first down.
Should be. And that would be a first down pickup presented by Kroger, and it is as they move the sticks. And Ohio State going to hurry onto the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 30, leading 21-0. Sayin looking to throw. Hoist that one up the left side of the field. Jeremiah Smith grabs it at his own 40, put out of bounds at his own 44-yard line. As Grambling State corner Markel Linzer was there to force him out. That's another first down for the Buckeyes.
Julian's still perfect, 12 for 12. Anybody know what that record is? He's got to be getting close.
God, somebody did that not too long ago, wasn't it, Jim?
Yeah.
But what a offensive start for Ohio State, who's got a fresh set of downs at their own 43-yard line. Just under 13 to play, second quarter, 21-0. Buckeyes leading. Ohio State's got Carnell Tate flanked to the right, 2 receivers to the left, one of them coming in motion to the backfield, but Sayin's going to throw. Plants his feet, guns down the middle of the field, wide open. Tate got it at the Grambling 20, taken down to the 15. Carnell Tate ran into that deep ball before he was dropped by corner Blake Davis. Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone on that completion.
Little play action there by Ohio State. Julian faked the handoff, rolled back into the pocket, had perfect protection, and found Carnell Tate running right through the middle.
How about the wavelength they're on, Jim?
Yeah, they're pretty high right now.
Yes. So to be 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Grambling State 17-yard line. Carnell Tate, junior out of Chicago.
Yeah, fake the reverse there.
So here comes Ohio State with that first down at the Grambling State 17. And Julian Sayin with a snap. Quick screen goes out on the right side. Brandon Ennis gets to the 15 of Grambling State, to the 10, taken down at the 8. Yanked down by safety Quentin Talley.
14 for 14 now. Buckeyes in a hurry again.
Yes, they are. Looking at 2nd and 2 at the 9 of Grambling State. Center Carson Hinsman right on the ball. Ready to snap it to Julian Sayin, who's going to deliver a pass once more. Right corner of the end zone, wide open, score, Jeremiah Smith. As he got under that 9-yard pass from Julian Sayin, their second hookup of the day. 27-0 Ohio State.
Buckeyes took it right down the field after their defense got a stop, forced a field goal attempt, which Grambling missed. Ohio State took it rapidly right down the field. Had a couple big plays here. Obviously the big one to Carnell Tate. Put him in position, and next play, they get in the end zone with another touchdown pass. That's 4 now for Julian Sayin, who's 15 of 15 for 269 yards.
PAT unit on. John Furman to snap. Joe McGuire to put it down, and Jaden Fielding's kick is in the air, and it splits the uprights. And Ohio State's lead is now swollen to 28-0 over Grambling State with 11:38 to play, second quarter. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. Timeout on the field again. 11:38 left until halftime. It's 28-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through September 30th, get 2.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped Tacoma SR5 for $269 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
When you choose the James at Ohio State for your cancer care, you're choosing the team who specializes in treating one type of cancer, yours, and where you'll get access to the most advanced treatments available. You didn't choose cancer, but the choice of where to treat it is clear. The James at Ohio State. Julian Sands' fourth touchdown pass, his second to Jeremiah Smith, is up to Ohio State's lead to 28-0 over Grambling State with 11:38 left until halftime.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 6 plays, 80 yards, 2:46 off the clock. Down on the sidelines to Tyler Danberg.
Well, there was nobody more fired up for that touchdown than Julian Sand. When him and Jeremiah Smith went back to the bench, he looked at Jeremiah and asked, what happened? There must have been some type of crack that Smith found in that back right corner of the end zone that allowed the two to link up. They were all smiles after the score.
How about Julian Sand? 4 scoring tosses, and he has just been on point with his passes.
15 for 15, and we've been told that that's a new record. Will Howard had the record at 14 of 14 consecutive passes. Julian hasn't missed one yet. He's thrown a lot to Jeremiah Smith. He's got 5 of those 15 for 119 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
The other 2 TDs going to Will Kazmarek and Carnell Tate. So the air game has been on point here today.
Yeah, 289 yards passing.
Jaden Fielding's kickoff for Ohio State as he kicks out to the south end. And Tylan Williams will field it at the 2 for Grambling State. Weave his way to the left side of the 10, gets to the 15, and he'll go down. Jermaine Matthews first forced him down. Just past the 15 of Grambling State, so that's where the Tigers will have the ball. They're coming off their best movement, but no result regarding points.
Must be a little bit of a breeze down there from the south because he's kicking them deep to the north. Kicking the first time for the south, about 5 yards short of the end zone there.
So Xavier Tsat and the Grambling State offense will come onto the field. He's got Trey Bradford working next to him at tailback. 1st and 10 Tigers with the ball at their own 16-yard line. Their receivers, as they are pinched in tight on each side of the line. Xavier Tsat in a shotgun. Left-handed quarterback gets the snap. It was a low one, but he hands it off Bradford, who's bumped backwards, and he's going to be wrestled and thrown down. C.J. Hicks brings him down as he busted that play up right around the Grambling State 10.
Tackle for loss for number 11, C.J. Hicks. Working at left defensive end over the right tackle there. Got in the backfield in a hurry.
After having been a linebacker previously.
Speaking of linebacker, I see Riley Pettijohn, number 20, in the game for Ohio State out of McKinley, Texas.
So the subs are starting to flow in. 2nd and 12. Grambling State at their own 14-yard line and trailing 28-0 with 11 minutes left until halftime. And the tailback is Tony Phillips for the Tigers next to his quarterback, Xavier Tsat, who gets the snap, hands it to Phillips, running around the right end. He'll get to the 15-yard line and be taken down. C.J. Hicks, defensive end, safety Caleb Downs, taking down around the 17 of the Tigers to bring up a course in 3rd down.
3rd down bells are ringing. It's going to be 3rd and about 8 for Grambling on this play. Decent job there by Phillips, finding as much as he could out of that run.
A sophomore from Kankakee, Illinois.
Not a big guy.
No.
150 pounds they got him listed. Is that what?
They had 5 tailbacks that ran the ball last week. Phillips remained back there. 3rd and 8, Grambling State at their own 18-yard line. Single flanker goes out wide to the right. Howard, 3 wide to the left. Xavier Tsat in a shotgun with Tony Phillips next to him in the backfield. On 3rd down for the Tigers. Snap to Tsat. He's at his 12. Shoots it up the middle field. Intercepted. And jumping on that ball is Caleb Downs, safety, falling down at the 21 of Grambling State. That ball was thrown right into his headgear. Caleb Downs had no choice but to pick it off, and the Buckeyes knocking on the door with an interception by safety Caleb Downs.
Yeah, T said he put a lot on that football. As you said, that was a bullet right into number 2, Caleb Downs' hands. Good job catching that.
Caleb Downs, who had 2 interceptions last season, none bigger than the one he had against Texas in the Cotton Bowl, but now gets that theft. And Ohio State with their second interception of the year. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the Grambling State 21-yard line. And already leading 28-0, just under 10 minutes to play in the first half.
Caleb Downs is kind of lurking underneath there, was able to make that play.
That ball went right up the middle of the field and right into his possession. Pistol formation with Julian Sand at quarterback, James Peoples behind him at tailback. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Grambling State 21-yard line. Julian Sand gets the snap. Hands it James Peoples. Stutters, now swings it wide to the right to Grambling State 20. Pushes his way all the way up to the 12, where he's taken down right around the 12-yard line by Grambling State. Quentin Talley, safety. One of the Tigers involved in that stop that gets the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone. And we've got an injured Tiger on the field as well.
Officials timeout for a defensive injury.
It's Blake Davis, cornerback, who is injured. But James Peoples turned that around the right corner with a pretty good burst of gas going.
Yeah, he did. It's good to see that out of James Peoples. Didn't get to see a whole lot in that first game. He had 10 attempts just for 20 yards.
Timeout on the field. 9:45 left until halftime. 28-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
Hey, Buckeye fans. Are you thinking of consolidating your debt with a home equity loan? Union Home Mortgage wants you to know the average homeowner has over $200,000 of home equity available, and they can help you get access to your money quickly and easily. Go to UHM.com to get your cash estimate today. You'll score financial freedom with Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229.
For over 30 years, Schumacher Homes has been building affordable custom homes throughout the Buckeye State. Experience true customization on your land, your way, without any compromises. Come visit any of our 9 Ohio model home and design studio locations to see the latest in design trends and learn about our award-winning building process, or start online at SchumacherHomes.com. You'll be surprised how affordable a custom home will be. Schumacher Homes, proud home building sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeyes need Buckeyes, and Versity makes the blood donating process quick and easy. Join Brutus and give blood with Versity to save a Buckeye at the Wexner Medical Center. Versity. Schedule your next donation at bersiti.org/OH. 28-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State. 9:45 left until halftime. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Grambling defensive back Blake Davis was flat on his back, but then he was able to jog off under his own power with head coach Mickey Joseph. Buckeyes head coach Ryan Day was with him every step of the way. He called the Tigers medical personnel over, really keeping close eye over the opposition. Very classy from coach, guys.
Well, Blake Davis, preseason all SWAC at cornerback. He's one of their defenders they've counted on. He did, as Tyler said, jogged off the field, so hopefully that's a good sign.
He had 3 tackles in their opening game against Langston, as you mentioned. One of the 3 seniors that they have back there, 4 seniors. They got 2 seniors and 2 graduates in their defensive backfield.
2nd and 1, Ohio State at the Grambling State 12. Pistol formation, quarterback Julian Sand feeds tailback James Peoples, right side to the 10. Peoples to the 7, to the 6, where he's forced out of bounds at the 6-yard line, and he is forced out by one of the defenders who came flying up to make the play, defensive end Bryce Cage.
1st and goal for the Buckeyes now after that carry. We'll spot that ball just out inside that 7-yard line.
Peoples, who played in 8 games last year, averaged 4 per carry, and he scored touchdowns in the first 2 games last season, trying to see if he can't get in there now with the Buckeyes looking, as you said, Jim. 1st and goal at the 7 of the Tigers. David Adolph goes out wide to the left. Carnell Tate wide right. Peoples in the backfield to the left of quarterback Julian Sayin. First and goal at the Grambling State 7. Sayin with a snap, fakes a handoff, screens that out left side. Tate at the 10, blown up, spun, and goes down at the 5 of the Tigers as corner Tyrell Raby was not fooled, and he was on to make that play to get Tate off his feet.
Yeah, Raby got a piece of Carnell Tate there, spun him around. Tate lost his balance and went down just for a 2-yard gain.
So that'll make it second and goal with the ball at the 5 of Grambling State. David Adolph out, Jeremiah Smith in to replace him as the receiver. Buckeyes leading 28-0 with 8:19 left until halftime. Smith and Tate will come wide to the right. 2 tight ends, Thurman and Clare left side of the line. Peoples in the backfield next to Julian Sayin, who's in a gun. Sayin gets the football between his hands. Fakes, looks, fires right corner of the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Stepping in front was Tyrell Raby to pick that off in front of Carnell Tate, but was he in bounds?
1 yard line, yeah.
So the Tigers will have it at the 1 as Julian Sayin throws his first interception of the season. The Tigers will have the ball at their own 1 yard line, trailing 28-0.
Well, is that 17 or 17? They caught it.
Yes.
Now that streak stops at 16. First interception, first turnover for the Buckeyes this year.
And Raby with his second interception in 2 weeks for the Grambling State defense. So now let's see where Ohio State's offense can try and maybe pick up their teammates. 28-0 Ohio State leading, 8:01 to play until halftime. Andre Cruz will come in and play tailback for the Tigers. And Xavier Tsat's going to work under his center, Alexander Vigil. Single receivers right and left, tight ends on each side of the line. Knighton on the right and Brown on the left. Tsat under his center, Vigil. Hands off in his own end zone. Cruz, who goes straight ahead into the arms of the Ohio State linebacker, Pierce, who drops him around the 4. Peyton Pierce with a stop.
Well, obviously defensive here. You don't want to give up a first down. You want to keep these guys backed up and make them punt. See if they can accomplish that here on this series.
2nd and 8 for Grambling State with the ball at their own 3-yard line. Tigers with a little mini huddle. They'll send 2 wideouts to the right. 2 tight ends on the left side of the line. Cruz remains a tailback. Off the left-hand hip of his quarterback, Xavier Tsat. Tigers second down from their own 3. Tsat in his end zone. Fakes, fires up the right side of the field, and that ball is caught, and the receiver knocked out of bounds at the Grambling State 22. Lorenzo Stas, they say incompletion on a ball thrown for Keith Jones, wide receiver. It'll bring up 3rd down.
They're talking over those sidelines, those 2 officials.
Ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
From where we are, it looked like it might have been a catch, but it's a 3rd down. Course and 3rd down for the Tigers. 8 to go with the ball at their own 3-yard line.
Yeah, I guess they didn't get his feet in bounds on that catch.
Yeah. So Keith Jones was the target. 7:19 on the clock, second quarter, 28-0. Ohio State leading. Looks like the officials are going to stop play. And they were waving their arms like there's a timeout.
They're probably going to review that one, huh?
Maybe.
After video review, the previous play was a catch. It'll be Grambling State, first down at the 22-yard line.
No way. Well, you know, sometimes you wonder if your eyes deceive you or not, Jim.
Yeah. Well, you could tell one official waving his arms and the other official was kind of saying, not so fast, my friend.
We've heard that here before. Keith Jones, a redshirt freshman from New Orleans, he went up and made an outstanding catch for the Tigers. So they have a fresh set of downs to the ball of their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, and more importantly, they got off the goal line.
And most importantly, you're right. 7:16 and rolling as the clock's put in motion. 28-0, Ohio State leading.
Yeah, it looks like almost both feet in bounds there in the replay.
Yeah. Xavier Tsat, sophomore from Baton Rouge and a transfer from Southern University. That's one of Grambling State's biggest rivals. Tsat is in a gun. Andre Cruz, tailback, is next to him. And Tsat's going to throw. Cocks the arm, looks now, starts rolling to the left, cuts back to the middle, and takes off running to his own 25, to his own 30. And he's finally stopped around his own 33-yard line as Arvell Reese, linebacker, forced Tsat to the ground, but not before he gains a first down.
Tsat slippery back there. You held the ball. The rush didn't get to him. You saw a little hole, a little seam in Ohio State's defense. Took advantage of it and picked up another first down on this drive.
Getting the ball to the Tigers' own 33-yard line. So Xavier Tsat. He's got a new tailback in there with him now. It is Brian Eaton, who started the game at tailback.
You got them spread out, don't they?
They sure do. 2 receivers stacked in each direction. First down for the Tigers from their own 33-yard line. Now Tsat giving signals for a possible play change. Resettles in the shotgun. Xavier Tsat with the ball, hands it off And his tailback, Eaton, moves up to about the 33-yard line where he's fallen on by defensive lineman Caden McDonald of Ohio State.
That time, Grambling State Tiger offensive line got some push against the Buckeyes and picked up a gain of about 3.
So that'll make it 2nd and 7. Ball at the 36 on the Tigers side of the field. They move from right to left, from the south end of the stadium to the north. Byron Eaton, redshirt freshman out of Dallas, a tailback next to his quarterback, Xavier Tissot. They make the similar alignment of receivers, 2 of them stacked one behind the other on each side.
They've been doing that a lot.
They sure have. Tissot pulls the trigger, screens it out on the right side, and the receiver is going to be grabbed and stopped by safety Jalen McLean at the 35, where Keith Jones tried to escape McLean but could not. That brings up, of course, in 3rd down.
Jalen McLean had 8 tackles in the first game and proved that he's a good tackler in open field again on that last play.
Sure did. So 3rd down for Grambling State with 5 minutes to go in the first half. 7 to go. Ball at their own 36-yard line. Byron Eaton remain at tailback. Xavier Tissot remains at quarterback. 3 wide coming to the left. Single flanker Jones off the line to the right. Now Eaton, the tailback, goes wide to the right with Jones. So 3rd and long Grambling, working from their own 36-yard line, and down 28-0 to Ohio State in the second quarter. Tissot in an empty backfield, sets up at his 29. Now Tissot throws up the middle of the field, incomplete at the 50-yard line, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jordan Bride, who was covered by corner Jermaine Matthews.
He might have had a step on Jermaine Matthews there, but the ball just wasn't cleanly thrown, so they'll send their punt team in and punt it away. This will be their 3rd punt.
And it'll be Brandon Ennis back to await that punt, junior from Hollywood, Florida. Brandon Ennis, a couple of catches last week in the game over Texas. 4:36 on the second quarter clock here at Ohio Stadium. 28-0. Buckeyes on top. Peyton Hoff, the long snapper for Grambling State, will hike the ball from his own 36-yard line. Gets it back to Shafino, the punter. He had a double step there, but he finally put it in the air with his right foot. Ennis will make the catch for Ohio State at the 24. Tripped up and stopped at the 30-yard line, and it's the long snapper, Peyton Hoff, who tackled him, but we have a yellow flag down on the field. Thank you for pointing, fellas.
Let's see what we got here. False start. Sure, Ohio State will just decline that.
That reminds me of that game at West Virginia, Skip. DR.
Make him punt again, you think, huh?
Yeah. I would think so.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 4th down.
Well, but Shafino, he kind of, I don't know if that was intentional, Jim, but it looked like he went to kick.
Yeah.
And he took a step, and then he regathered himself and kicked it.
Kind of like the old rugby punt that you see sometimes. So they'll back him up 5 and do it again.
Do it again. 4:26 on the second quarter clock. Big day here with the alumni band performing with the Ohio State Marching Band, and folks are all at Twitter to watch the world-famous Grambling State Tiger Marching Band perform.
You mentioned it's the last 5 minutes of the half?
Last 5 minutes of the half. So we know some folks, some of them are relatives. They better stick around and watch it. Shafino puts the punt in the air. Brandon Ennis creeps up on it, catches at the 30 for Ohio State. Started left, moves to the middle, and Hoff, the long snapper, again is going to tackle him right around the Ohio State 37-yard line. Stay with us for our halftime show this afternoon. Skip Mossick will visit with OSU President Ted Carter, Athletic Director Ross Bjork, and check scores from other games. That's all coming up at the half.
Peyton Hoff, their long snapper, doing a good job there in the open field, making tackles.
So the Ohio State offense will come out onto the field. Julian Sayin, when he last touched the ball, threw his first interception of the season. That was to Tyrell Raby. It ended up not hurting Ohio State. But Sayin's thrown 4 touchdown passes today. 2 to Jeremiah Smith, 1 to Carnell Tate, 1 to Will Kazmarek. Grambling's only scoring chance, a missed 36-yard field goal try by Tony Caballero. 1st and 10, Ohio State with a football at their own 37-yard line. Sayin with a snap. Squats to throw, hoists that up the left side where it has caught Carnell Tate, knocked out of bounds at his own 45 on the left side by cornerback Tyrell Raby.
5th catch of the first half there for Carnell Tate. Jeremiah Smith has 5 catches for the Buckeyes.
It's been a spread the wealth day. So to be 2nd down, 3 to go. Ohio State at their own 45 on that catch by Tate. C.J. Donaldson will come into tailback, replace James Peoples. We may see other tailbacks later in the game, we would guess. Jeremiah Smith will go wide to the left along with C.J. Donaldson. Wide to the right are Brandon Innes and Carnell Tate for quarterback Julian Sayin on second down. Snap to Sayin. Quick toss on the screen right side Innes. It is 145. Gets to the 46 of Grambling State where he is bruised out of bounds by safety Quentin Talley, but it's enough for Innes to get the first down.
15th first down for Ohio State here in this half.
The count just keeps ticking up, huh?
Yep.
So 3.5 to play. Second quarter, Grambling State will get the ball to start the third quarter as the Buckeyes won the toss and elected to receive.
Yeah, a lot of times they want to defer on that. They won the ball and get started.
First and 10, Ohio State at Grambling State's 46-yard line. Smith wide left. Wide to the right are Tate and Innes. Pistol formation with Sand at quarterback. Feeds James Peoples running right side all the way to the 36 where he's taken down on the Grambling State side of the field. Peoples ran aggressively before Osiris Smith, linebacker, tackled him. It's another first down.
Gained him about 10, maybe 11 yards on that first down carry by James Peoples. Behind the right side of that offensive line, got some good blocks from his wide receivers down the field.
Said to be first down. Ball is put at the 36 for the Grambling State Tigers with under 3 to play. Second quarter. Julian Sayin looks to go on top again. He'll roll to his right side. Julian Sayin. Sayin with the ball, tucks and runs, steps out of bounds to the Grambling State 37-yard line.
Yeah, short gain there. Julian Sayin tried to buy some extra time with his feet as he's looking down the field there. Couldn't find an open receiver, just decided to make the good decision, hold on to it, and pick up a few.
So it'll be second and 10.
None.
None, yeah.
He didn't pick up any.
Maybe centimeters.
Yeah.
So the ball put at the Grambling State 36-yard line. We'll be nearing the 2-minute timeout shortly. Carnell Tate will go wide to the left, coming wide to the right, Jeremiah Smith, as well as Brandon Innes. C.J. Donaldson in the backfield next to quarterback Julian Sayin. Innes motioning behind the backfield, but the give is going to go to Donaldson, right side to the 30 of Grambling, to the 20. He'll chug his way all the way up to the 10, where he is taken down at the 10. C.J. Donaldson tackled at the 10-yard line by safety Christian Williams. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
2-minute timeout on the field. 28-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State with a couple minutes left till halftime. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Hey Buckeyes, I'm John Chabot with Surest, a digital-first health plan designed to make healthcare simple and affordable right here in Ohio. At Surest, we believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the sideline at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Surest. That's SUREST. Surest, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Already prepping for next week's matchup? Get your best rest yet with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop Bob's and choose from pillows, soft, plush, dual feel, and extra firm mattresses with Bobopedic memory foam that will have you dreaming of game day in no time. So shop in-store or online to score the latest and affordable luxury mattresses without the luxury price tag. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
2 minutes left until halftime here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Number 1 Ohio State leading Grambling State 28-0. Be sure to check out the Buckeye Game Day Concert Series presented by the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer before every Ohio State home game this season outside of St. John Arena in Buckeye Fan Fest. Each week features a different artist or band performing 2 hours before kickoff. Get on board and book your cruise today. Visit buckeyecruise.com. Go Bucks and beat cancer.
Well, the Buckeyes got it first and goal again at the 8-yard line. Of course, they were down there last time and threw an interception. Got to be careful with that football around here.
Yep, Julian Sayin has had a great day up to that point. 4 touchdown passes, but threw that to Tyrell Raby. Ohio State's got 1 interception as well. Caleb Downs picked off Xavier Tsat, the Grambling State quarterback.
Yeah, Julian's 18-19 for 306 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that 1 interception.
So all his passes have been caught.
They've all been caught.
Yes. All but 1 by Buckeyes. So it'll be 1st and goal, Ohio State at the 8 of Grambling State. Carnell Tate will go wide left. Wide right, Jeremiah Smith. Extra tight ends, 2 of them on the left side, Roberts and Thurman. And Al Sain's going to work under center, Carson Hinsman. Donaldson, the single setback behind him. Julian Sand gets the snap, hands it off Donaldson, going straight up the middle, gets to the 5, and he is put down on the ground at the 5 by lineman Keelis Francis of Grambling State.
Little counter action there by Ohio State, pulled the backside guard, Tegra Shabola, to his left, and that's where they ran.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal with the ball at the 5 of Grambling State. Sand gets the snap, hands it Donaldson, straight ahead goes Donaldson, and he's going to be cut down right at about the 3-yard line as the Tigers plug the hole in the middle. One of the guys in there was Sane Masato, defensive lineman, to help bring the play to an end.
Clock's still running. Buckeyes are going to change personnel and get in that heavy formation, take out all the wide receivers, and bring in the tight ends.
3rd and goal at the 2. Those tight ends will be Max Clare is one of them.
Bennett Christian, I believe.
Yep, as well as Nate Roberts, who'll be the up man in an I formation. Nobody out wide. Goal to go from the Grambling State 2, Sand under center. Gets the football, hands it Donaldson, going past right guard. Donaldson pushing to the end zone. Touchdown. C.J. Donaldson, his 2nd of the season on a 2-yard lunge. 34-0 Ohio State.
Well, we saw that same formation last week against Texas on 4th and 1. They ran to the left side. This time they ran it to the right side and got in the end zone. Little extra altercation going on there at the end of that play. Tegra Shabola and a host of Tigers there talking after that last play.
So C.J. Donaldson, his 2nd rushing touchdown as a member of the Ohio State football organization, has upped this lead to 34-0, and the PAT unit will try for point number 35. John Furman, long snapper over the ball. Joe McGuire looking to put it down. And Jaden Fielding with a kick that is in the air, and Jaden Fielding splits the uprights. And with 57 seconds left until halftime, it is 35-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State, and the Buckeyes will look to kick off to the Tigers now.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 8 plays, 62 yards, 3:19 off the clock.
Well, they atoned for the interception by getting the ball back and sticking it into the end zone.
And keeping it on the ground, right? You learned your lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Threw it into a tight window last time and got that interception. This time, like, hey, we're just going to run. James Peoples did a nice job on that drive, picking up a couple first downs with his feet.
Some tough runs, too.
Yes.
So the Buckeyes will kick off again to the Tigers. Jaden Fielding will do the honors. Jaden Fielding, a senior from League City, Texas, who had 2 touchbacks last week. He's a young man that's working on a career long of 47 yards on field goals. He did that a couple of years ago against the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who will come here later this season. Tylen Williams and Jordan Bride will be the kick returners for Grambling State. With 57 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter, Fielding puts that ball in the air, and Tylen Williams waves his arms, and he makes a fair catch right around the goal line. So the Tigers will have the football in a big hole, 35-0.
Well, let's see if the Tigers go up into hurry-up mode, what their operation will be here with just under a minute to go, 57 seconds here in the 2nd quarter.
Now, they played 2 quarterbacks last week. Ashton Fry is listed as their main backup. We'll see if he gets in the game later, but for the moment it is Xavier Tsat, the sophomore from Baton Rouge, at the controls for Grambling State. He'll have Trey Bradford behind him, or next to him, a tailback. 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 25-yard line. Shifting on the defensive line for Ohio State. Xavier Tsat gets the snap, hands it off, and the tailback Bradford moving up the left side, tackled at the 29-yard line as Ohio State had that stop made by Riley Pettyjohn, freshman linebacker.
Going to pick up 5 yards on that carry. They're not in any hurry, are they?
No, they're not, Jim. 2nd and 5. Grambling State with the ball at their own 30. Now they'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Single receiver is out wide to the right, Tyson George. 2 flankers off to the left now. for quarterback Xavier T-Set. He's got Bradford in the backfield with him as T-Set works out of the shotgun behind his center, Alexander Vigil, and a flag thrown.
It's like maybe some movement there by that left tackle, who used to be the right tackle until injury to Armin Bethea.
The officials are discussing the matter.
False start. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty, second down. Grambling State has elected to use a timeout to avoid a potential 10-second subtraction.
That tackle would be Aaron Mahoney Bean, a senior out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, who started a game at right tackle with the injuries, playing left tackle now.
So 2nd and 10, Grambling State at their own 25-yard line. Tigers are going to have tight end. It looked like C.J. Knight was going to line up in the backfield, but he sets the wing to the right. Xavier T-Set positioned in a shotgun, gets the snap, and he's going to roll to his left, look to throw, a couple of pump fakes, takes off running, and he's forced out of bounds at his own 24-yard line by Caden Curry, defensive end, bringing up a Corson 3rd down.
Looks like one of the staff members for Ohio State got knocked over there in that sideline.
Dangerous spot to be. Knocked over some of their code cards, too. 16 seconds left until halftime. 3rd and 11, Grambling State with the ball at their own 24-yard line. Ohio State with a healthy 35-0 lead. Xavier T-Set giving instructions to his teammates. As he settles in the shotgun, he'll have Trey Bradford in the backfield with him. 3rd down, Grambling State from their own 24-yard line. T-Set gets the ball in his hands, hands it off Bradford, and he's grabbed by linebacker Sonny Stiles and put on the ground at the Grambling 26. That'll bring up 4th down.
And Ohio State won't use a timeout here. They'll let the clock run.
With 3 seconds and counting, and that will take care of the half here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus, where the Buckeyes have a 35-0 lead over Grambling State. Stay tuned. Skip Mossick with a halftime show coming up next. Again, it's 35-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
James Peoples here, running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes. You have to check out the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Buckeyes sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State Team Shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
We have acres of brand new Chevys, Chryslers, Jeeps, Dodges, and Ram vehicles, as well as used cars and trucks that you're looking for at the Jeff Weiler Columbus Auto Mall in Canal Winchester. And if we don't have what you're looking for, we can find it at one of our 23 other locations. So come shop the lot or view over 2,000 cars right at your fingertips at JeffWeilerColumbusAutomall.com. Plus, use Weiler Direct to see monthly payments, value your trade, and get pre-approved. Rooted in family, driven by you.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tyvis Powell and I talk Buckeyes Monday morning at 6, only on The Fan.
Welcome to the Buckeye Football Halftime Show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
Halftime here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Buckeyes lead Grambling State 35-0. Skip Mossick joined inside the Buckeye huddle, as always, by Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork. And Ross, people are still buzzing about the opener last week. What an incredible environment, even with the early start. And I wanted to ask you about that because despite the noon kick, the numbers were incredible both on TV and our radio network across the state. But, you know, the flip side to that is that you have to think with numbers like that, that noon window isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, you know, it's an ongoing conversation, Skip, as we know. And, you know, there's no question that last week, if you just take every single element from the weather to having both big-time national shows here to the Lee Corso celebration to, all the changes that we put in on game day, to the matchup itself, to the way the game played out, and then of course the Buckeyes won, which was the most important thing. It couldn't have gone any better, and I think what's really fascinating, I think, in this time, to your point, is that we've got all this sort of off the field stuff happening in the model of college athletics, but the sport itself, the games themselves, have never been more popular. So we have to continue to lean into that, lean into the entertainment piece, lean into these matchups, really capitalize on it. But I'd say for Buckeye fans, it's a compliment to our program that we are picked at the noon spot just about every week, because of who we are and the excellence that we've produced. So that matchup was epic in so many ways. I think it's the third highest regular season matchup behind Team Up North games in the last 8 years. And then overall in college football, there was 5 other games with 10 million people.
Wow.
So the popularity of the sport is continuing to climb. And so look, we'll embrace no matter what time we play, but the same thing continues. We always want a little balance. Obviously today was a different time slot, and Ohio's at 7. So we'll embrace it as we go forward.
Well, Ross, a lot of people were asking why Grambling today. Well, obviously there's a reason for them being on the schedule. If you can let everybody know why.
Yeah, when I first got here back in the spring of 24, there was a little rumbling that maybe UConn wanted out of the contract that we had with them. They were looking at some different scheduling models. Sit down with Coach Day, and we played Texas week 1, and then we had a bye week, and then we had 6 straight games, and then a bye week. Maybe even it was 7, I think, at the time. And so, just ideally you don't want a bye week in week 2, but that's the way it played out with the UConn game. And so the fact that they wanted out of the game, the fact that we were looking at how do we have a game in week 2, Grambling literally was the only program available between FBS and FCS. Literally the only program available in the country in week 2. And so, I looked at it and said, hey, have we ever played at HBCU before? We have, Florida A&M a few years back. And then just said, Grambling's such a historic program. Eddie Robinson, their band is so well known. They've been a great program over the years. They were kind of a standard bearer for a long time at the HBCU level. I know our fans, I know the community, I know there's a lot of just excitement of having them here, and I think we're seeing the energy, in the stadium from their fans and their band. So it's that's how it came together.
Well, besides today, more happening here on campus tomorrow. Women's volleyball will host Florida. Field hockey, big one. They welcome in 11th-ranked Syracuse, a chance for people to come out and see some of the other Buckeyes in action tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. Our volleyball team, we're an emerging team this year. We're growing, but, anytime you can play an SEC program, especially here at home, it's going to be a great match, expecting a big crowd. And then field hockey hosting 2 ACC programs who were highly ranked, always highly ranked. Again, we want to get back to that NCAA tournament in field hockey, so it's always a great weekend when you have all these sports going at the same time.
Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork, we always appreciate you stopping by. We'll chat again at halftime next week, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks, Skip. Go Bucks.
Again, the score here at the half, Ohio State 35, Grambling State nothing. Up next, we will chat with Ohio State President Ted Carter as halftime activities continue. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. From biking to bench presses, Milk's protein helps you build lean muscle and gain more from your workouts.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye fans, it's Polk Heels for Window Nation. Columbus, did you know you can get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you replace all the windows in your home with Window Nation? This month, they're offering 50% off all window styles, plus no payments for 2 whole years. That's right, no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest until 2027. Get big savings plus 1-day installation with Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Again, halftime at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Ohio State 35, Grambling State nothing. Your score here at Ohio Stadium. Skip Mossick joined now by Ohio State President Ted Carter. Great to see you again.
Skip, always good to be here in the booth.
Again, Buckeyes coming up such a huge win over Texas last week. Ohio State now the number 1 team in the country. We saw, as you always like to do, you made it down to the sidelines during the second half of that game last week. How was that?
You know, it was so exciting. It's the loudest stadium I've ever experienced in my lifetime. And when I saw Matt Patricia after the game, he said the same thing. I mean, think 6 Super Bowl rings. He said that's the loudest I've ever heard a stadium. And being in the locker room with the guys afterwards, you know, I said the eyes of the nation are upon you, and the Buckeyes are back. And I had no idea that it was almost 19 million people at peak viewership on Fox. As Ross talked about earlier, the most watched first game of the season in history. It's amazing.
Your thoughts on the first 30 minutes here this afternoon?
We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, obviously, the two teams are not even closely matched. I think Julian would like to have that one pass back, but other than that, he's darn near perfect. So, yeah, it's a good game for us so far.
A lot of people forget it's been almost 30 years, but there's been a tie to Grambling here that occurred like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Grambling is such a historic, organization. Eddie Robinson Classic was here in Columbus, named in honor of the legendary Grambling coach who was later inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame. The Buckeyes did win that game over Wyoming, 24-10 when he was here. So, yeah, there's a lot of really great, things here. And of course, as we've been talking about all week, this is almost a battle of the bands.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to get to see their band here shortly as we're going through the Quad Script, Ohio right now with our alumni band here. I mean, how exciting is today?
It is awesome. We're now 2 weeks, speaking of awesome, into fall semester. How is everything going so far?
Good. There's a lot of buzz on campus as, all of our students are back in class and, obviously with sports going on all over campus, it's a great time. You can feel the temperature change coming. This is what we live for in college and in academics.
I saw somewhere that it was like 70 or a little over 70% of Ohio State students are from the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And what was interesting is a lot of them stay in the state after they finish here.
They do. And I have to remind people all the time, we are a land-grant university, and our purpose is to serve the people of Ohio. So, yes, over 70% of our 66,000-plus students are Ohioans. The new incoming freshman class came in at 68%, and with transfers, we're usually somewhere around 72, 73%. And then when they graduate, over 70% of them stay in the state, and that includes our out-of-state students. So we're doing well there. We're going to continue to track that closely. I want to see a better pathway to better jobs for our students right here in the state of Ohio.
We try to keep track. You're always busy during the week. You got another busy one coming up?
Every week's busy, but it's all good.
Ohio State President Ted Carter, as always, thank you for stopping by. We look forward to visiting next week when we welcome in Ohio, okay?
All right, Skip, take care.
35-0. Ohio State leads Grambling State halftime here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. We'll check your college football scoreboard next. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Listen up, Buckeye Nation. Tailgates, busy mornings, even meal prep. Ohio Eggs fit every game plan. Packed with healthy protein, easy to prepare, and always a crowd pleaser. Ohio Eggs are the MVP of your plate. When you add a dozen eggs to your cart, you're not just buying breakfast. You're getting 1.5 pounds of protein-rich food for nutritious meals, quick snacks, and game day favorites. All in one carton. Thanks to Ohio farmers, more than 11 billion nutritious eggs are produced in the Buckeye State every year. Your playbook for delicious meals starts at ohioeggs.com.
Hosting a passionate crew of Buckeye fans? Revamp your rec room for an epic watch party with power reclining sofas, massaging recliners, entertainment centers, and coffee tables from Bob's. They even have sofas with drop-down tables for snacks and bevs. Shop in-store or online to score big on an incredible game day setup at Bob's everyday low prices. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeye football lives here. The Fan. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Again, halftime at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Buckeyes 35, Grambling State nothing. Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. Other late games on this Saturday afternoon. Second quarter, Oregon. They lead Oklahoma State 41-3. Other Big Ten teams in action. Rutgers taking on Miami, Ohio. Knights lead at 10-7 in the second. Also in the second, Wisconsin 7, Middle Tennessee 3. Top 25 games in progress. We have a couple of delays. Georgia leads Austin Peay 14-3. Weather delay there in Athens, Georgia. Also a weather delay at Clemson. Troy up on Clemson 7-0. They are midway through the first quarter. Second quarter, Ole Miss leads at Kentucky 14-13. Second quarter, Tennessee 48, East Tennessee State 7. And in the second, Florida 6, South Florida 3. Games involving teams around the state this afternoon. Halftime down at Cincinnati. UC on top of Bowling Green 21-3. Second quarter, Ohio leads West Virginia 10-7. Again, halftime here in Columbus. Ohio State 35, Grambling State nothing. Paul and Jim back to preview the second half next. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
What's up, everybody? It's Tyvis Powell. T-Bone and I talk Buckeyes Monday morning at 6 on The Fan.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
DirecTV is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Stream the Buckeyes satellite free on DirecTV. Visit directtv.com today to learn more. Halftime at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Top-ranked Ohio State leading Grambling State, Jim, 35-0.
Paul, here's some of the stats for Ohio State. They've had 17 first downs. They're 87-yard rushing on 37 attempts, or 13 attempts. They have 306 yards passing, a total of 393 yards at half. C.J. Donaldson has your leading rusher, 5 carries for 45 yards. James Peoples, 5 carries for 41 yards. Jeremiah Smith has 5 receiving 5 catches for 119 yards, along of 87 for 2 touchdowns. Carnell Tate, 5 catches for 69 yards, 1 TD, along of 40. And Will Kazmarek has 2 catches for 55 yards, and one of those a TD. Leading tacklers at half, Arvell Reese, Caden Curry, Jaden McLean, and Peyton Pierce all have 4 tackles.
Again, the score at the half, 35-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Buckeye fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a champ or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. Second half will be starting shortly with Ohio State leading Grambling State by a score of 35-0. Buckeye fans, every time Grambling State gets inside the Buckeye 20 today, it's time to defend the shoe. Brought to you by Androl, an official sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, whose mission is to transform U.S. military capabilities through advanced technology. Well, maybe the most we've seen fans stay in the stands during halftime so they could sample the world-famous Grambling State Tiger Marching Band.
Yeah, what a great performance by both bands. Of course, Ohio State had their alumni band, and they had the quadruple script Ohio, which is, you only see that once a year here at Ohio Stadium, so that was a lot of fun. And then, as you're right, as you mentioned, a lot of the fans staying in their seats here at halftime to watch the Grambling State band. Now, they call themselves the best band in the land, and they lived up to it.
They certainly did. It'll be interesting to see how Ohio State lives up to their approach leading 35-0 here.
Yeah, and again, you would think at this point that they would play a lot of players, give them opportunity. I always think it's important coming out of half to get your starters back in there,
Sure.
because you want them to go through that halftime, get your starters in there, and then maybe take them out of series. We'll see what Coach Day decides to do there, but a great first half for Ohio State. Offensively put up 35 points. Julian Sayin throwing the football over 300 yards. Running game, we still got to work on that. Just 87 yards rushing, so you would like to get those numbers up a little bit, and they'll probably do that a lot of running here in that second half. But, good news is everybody's healthy for the Buckeyes. A couple guys for the Tigers got nicked up a little bit. Well, hopefully they're going to be okay.
Yeah, both teams have come out on the field to start to get loose. Let's get loose down on the field with Tyler Danberg.
Coach, 306 passing yards. What did you like from the passing offense?
The ball was coming out on time. Certainly the receivers are getting a lot of separation, but the timing was right. The balls were accurate, and so overall, it was a good start.
What do you want to see from in the second half from your guys?
Just want to see guys play really, really hard. You're either putting strength or weakness on film. So we got to make sure we're putting strength on film, and then we got to see some of these young guys play and build depth.
Thanks, Coach.
Each Buckeye
guys upstairs to you.
Sorry, Tyler. Each Buckeye defensive third down this half is brought to you by Corson Fire and Security, protecting life and property since 1946. From knowledgeable salespeople to highly trained technicians, Corson provides the very best fire protection and security solutions to businesses throughout Ohio. Learn more at Corson.com. And with the anticipation of more players playing, Jim, this is kind of the payoff for guys that work their rear ends off every week in practice.
Yeah, I mean, they practice just as hard as the starters, some of them just in different roles. You know, whether you're backup or you're running scout team, they all work hard out there. And the payoff is to get an opportunity to play, you know, on Saturday afternoons here in Ohio Stadium. And, you know, hopefully for some of those guys, they'll get that opportunity today.
You know, there's always the count for 4 games, which is the red shirt. Now, they changed that a couple of years ago. It doesn't have to be the first 4 games. It can be any 4 games during the season, so guys can play and then still maintain their year of eligibility, and that's probably what's going to happen with some guys here today.
Yeah, and again, you know, that's redshirting guys, you know, all this stuff with NIL. They're talking about maybe giving 5 years to all the players here down the road, so I think you kind of take that with a grain of salt. Most of these guys, you know, they don't want to give up a year, certainly, to get in 5 games and play in mop-up time. But, you know, if you get 5 years to play football, that's enough for college football in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Move on.
Move on, yeah. Go, as Paul Brown said, go on to your life's work. 35-0, Ohio State with a lead over Grambling State. The Tigers will receive the football to start the second half. Ohio State won the toss but elected to receive rather than defer as they normally do. So Jaden Fielding will be kicking off. The Tigers will have their 2 deep receivers they've used so far today, Jordan Bride and Tylon Williams, back deep, as the field has now started most of it to get into shade.
A little bit different look.
It is. The sun's kind of been ducking in and out all day. There's still some sun around the periphery. Those over on the east side of the stadium are getting some rays. Jaden Fielding will kick from right to left or from the open end of the stadium to the closed end of the stadium. 35-0, Ohio State on top of Grambling State. Fielding approaches the ball, puts his right foot to it, sends it in the air, and Grambling's going to let that one land in the end zone for a touchback. So Savian Tisot, we would assume we'd see some more of him at quarterback. Sophomore from Baton Rouge, quarterback the whole first half.
He was 9 of 15 in the first half for 55 yards. He had that one interception that Caleb Downs snagged out of the air.
Well, he's shown how he can be elusive.
Yeah, no, he's moved around very well in the pocket.
So here come the Tigers' offense out. Ohio State's defense is deployed to be ready for it. Xavier Tisot will have Brian Eaton opening a tailback in the backfield with him. Single receiver Nick Howard is out wide to the left. 2 of them are wide to the right. Tylon Williams along with Tyson George. And the other is tight end C.J. Knighton out widest to the right.
So we got Sanchez, number 6, in the ball game at corner.
All right. So Vigil, the center, over the ball for Grambling. Snaps it to Xavier Tisot. Hands it off. And there immediately at the 24-yard line is tackled Caden McDonald, bringing down Trey Brown. Oh, they picked up the ball and ran the other way, and it was in the hands of Ohio State's linebacker Riley Pettyjohn, who ran into the end zone for a defensive touchdown. Looked down for a moment. All of a sudden, they were running the other way, and Pettyjohn takes it in for a defensive score to make it 41-0.
Yeah, I think
Ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
Wow.
Looked like the back was down on his backside, laying on his back, and maybe the ball didn't hit the ground. We'll have to. I'm sure they're going to take another look at that. They take a look at every play.
They sure do.
We'll see if they put a little extra scrutiny on that one.
But as it stands now, freshman linebacker Riley Pettyjohn with a fumble recovery to give Ohio State their first defensive touchdown of the season. For the moment, holding a 41-0 lead. Wow. So on is the PAT unit. So the play will stand. John Furman to snap. Putting it down will be Joe McGuire, and Jaden Fielding will kick for the extra point and for point number 42 for Ohio State. Furman snaps it. McGuire spots it. Fielding's kick is up, and it is good. Riley Pettyjohn, fumble recovery for a touchdown for Ohio State, and the Buckeyes lead is 42-0 over Grambling State with that touchdown. That's another donation from the Heartland Bank Community Foundation to the USO of Central and Southern Ohio, benefiting our active duty military personnel and their families. For more information or to support our troops, go to usocso.org. and be the force behind the forces. I'm sorry, I was looking down. I thought the play was dead.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. Byron Eaton Jr. was carrying the football. Caden McDonald forced it out. Recovered by Riley Pettyjohn, who picked it up and ran in the end zone.
So,
okay.
Yes. So this is an Ohio State defense that last year managed to score 4 defensive touchdowns. They get their first of this season.
The last one was a special one.
That
scoop
was.
and score.
It certainly was.
Jack Sawyer.
We knew him well.
Yeah.
Texas remembers him like a nightmare. So once again, the kickoff unit out there for Ohio State with the Buckeyes leading 42-0 early in the third quarter. Jaden Fielding with foot to ball. And again, the Tigers are going to let that one land in the end zone. So, how about a quick start to the third quarter, much like the first quarter?
Wow. How about Riley Pettijohn getting his first little action there, huh?
Yeah, and McKinney, Texas. You referenced that earlier, and a young man that has been impressive all summer.
Yeah, I mean, he played a little bit there in the first half, but that time lined up a linebacker and took advantage of it on the first running play by Grambling State.
So Ashton Fry will now come out and play quarterback for the Tigers, a junior from Birmingham and a transfer from Jackson State. Ashton Fry last week 6 for 8 passing with a touchdown pass and 44 yards. First and 10 Tigers from their own 25, and Fry's going to take off running to the right side, and he's going to be cut down about his own 28-yard line. Riley Pettijohn in there to help bring him down.
You got a little help from number 26, Peyton Pierce.
And Jaquez Carter was out there, too, freshman defensive lineman, Jaquez Carter.
Yeah, as a freshman, he played last week, too, against Texas in limited time.
So 2nd and 7, Tigers at their 28. Ashton Fry had 4 rushes for minus 13 yards last week. He played in 3 games for Jackson State last year. So the Tigers now 2nd and 7. With the ball to their own 27-yard line. And now Fry, a right-hander, throws right. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 32 of Grambling State, and that ball's picked off by...
I think it's Aaron Scott Jr.
Yes, it is. Freshman cornerback out of Springfield jumped the route and picks it off. So Ohio State gets their second interception of the game, and they've got it in Grambling State territory.
Wow, he jumped right in front of that route. As soon as Ashton Fry, number 15, the quarterback for Grambling, looked that way, Aaron Scott Jr. just jumped right in front of him, and the sophomore comes up with his first career interception.
He had 7 interceptions in his last 2 years of high school football. Aaron Scott did. So Ohio State with the ball 1st and 10 now at the Grambling State 32, looking to improve on a 42-0 lead. And Lincoln Keenholtz is out at quarterback for Ohio State. Young man that played in 2 games last year, but had no stats. And now the officials are holding things.
The previous play is under further review.
This official review is brought to you by AAA. Become a AAA Buckeye MVP member today at AAA.com/Buckeyes.
I think it's the interception. He had an arm underneath it. I just saw a quick replay up here in the booth. Down on the sideline to Tyler Danberg.
Well, after Aaron Scott Jr. made the interception, as it's ruled for now, him and Riley Pettijohn were equally celebrated here on the bench. Secondaries coach Tim Walton was absolutely riled up for those two guys, especially Scott, whom he works with on the daily. But what's so interesting is that Riley Pettijohn wasn't able to celebrate his scoop and score because he had to go play kickoff, then he had to go play defense. So it was like a belated birthday celebration, having both guys on the bench getting to bask in the plays they made.
Each first down Ohio State picks up today, brought to you by Kroger. A reminder that Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com.
Well, from one angle, it looks like an interception. From the other angle, it looks like maybe the tip of the ball was secured by the field.
After review, the pass was incomplete. It'll be Grambling State's ball, 3rd down, the 28-yard line.
Well, so there goes the moment for Aaron Scott.
Yep. I don't disagree with that call.
Okay.
Third down.
3rd down for the Tigers. Yes, they'll have the ball. Yeah, going to have that ball right at their own 28-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and about, 7?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So Ashton Fry gets another chance to try and right the wrong that was corrected by review. Fry to pass. Right-hander throws out on the left side. Caught receiver to the 35, tackled at the 39-yard line. The grab is made by the receiver Bradford out of the backfield. He'll pick up the 1st down. Stop is made by Fahim Delane, who's in the secondary.
A little bit of a slant route there by Grambling, and Fry puts it on the money.
So the ball is put down at the 38 on the Grambling side of the field. Delane, a freshman out of Good Hope, Maryland, making that tackle at safety. Fry straight behind center in the shotgun, and he's going to take off running. Grab, gets by one defender, but another Peyton Pierce linebacker will drop him right around the line of scrimmage, 38, 39-yard line thereabouts.
Well, maybe a little bit different game plan for Fry. We didn't see too much to set, running the football. We saw a few, but Looks like that was a design quarterback draw.
It sure did. 2nd and 9, Tigers at their 39-yard line. They'll dispatch 3 receivers out to the left. Single flanker will come. Nick Howard wide to the right. And in the backfield is Trey Bradford at tailback next to quarterback Ashton Fry. On 2nd down, Grambling working from their own 39. Fry back to throw, under pressure throws, and that ball's caught. And it's Knighton, the tight end, who's busted out of bounds right around the Grambling 48-yard line. Linebacker Riley Pettyjohn, one of the Buckeyes over there to force that play out.
Yeah, it looked like Delane was all over him, number 10. Just couldn't quite get the football, but got a lot of the receiver there.
Of course, on 3rd down, 2 to go for Grambling State with the ball to their own 46-yard line. 12:46 and counting, third quarter, 42-0 Ohio State lead. We've got an injured Tiger, and it's Knighton, the tight end, who made the catch, who's injured and down on his rump over by the Grambling bench. So he'll draw some attention, and as you heard, we get a timeout. Buckeye football brought to you in part by Encova Insurance. For auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics. Timeout with 12:44 to play, third quarter. 42-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through September 30th, get 1.75 APR financing or $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or you can lease a 25 Tundra SR Crewmax for $409 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, getting ahead in this world is not as complicated as it might seem. Having the early guidance and counsel of your community banker, one who knows you and your family's story, can make a great deal of difference. Relationships matter. Bank on community banking. I'm Scott McComb. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
12:44 to play, third quarter here in Columbus. 42-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Earlier in the first half, Armand Bethea, right tackle for the Tigers, left. Originally couldn't move his left ankle, but he was walked off slightly under his own power with help from the medical staff. At half, he limped back to the locker room on his own power without any assistance with white tape around his left ankle. Guys?
All right, Tyler, thank you. Right now, Grambling State looking at 3rd and 2 with the ball at the 46 on their side of the field, the only score since halftime. Ohio State, a defensive score. Linebacker Riley Pettyjohn picked up a fumble and ran it into the end zone for a touchdown to get us to 42-0. Grambling State, 3rd and 2 at their own 46. Ashton Fry has begun the second half at quarterback after Xavier Tissett played the first half. Fry's got Trey Bradford in the backfield next to him as Bradford, who fumbled that ball that allowed the defensive score to occur. So Ashton Fry in a shotgun, awaiting the snap from Vigil, and we're going to get a penalty flag thrown from in front of the Grambling bench.
Yeah, it looks like Bethea's back out there, number 57 at left tackle.
Did he get out there in enough time?
Yeah.
You know?
False start. Offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Well, that would be tight end Patrick Williams, who was the culprit.
That's their 4th penalty for 20 yards. Ohio State's committed 2 penalties for 10 yards.
So now, because of that, Grambling State will look at 3rd and 7 with the ball pushed back to their own 41-yard line. 2 wide to the right, single flanker left, and Ashton Fry in the shotgun with Trey Bradford next to him at tailback. On 3rd down, Grambling State from their own 41-yard line, trailing 42-0 to Ohio State. Low snap, but Fry has it, looks to the pass, middle of the field, throws an incompletion as Riley Pettyjohn, linebacker, broke it up, jumping in front of the intended receiver. Bradford out of the backfield, 4th down, forthcoming.
I believe it's going to be punt number 4 for Grambling.
And we'll see a different punt returner for Ohio State as Bryson Rogers, a junior from Zephyr Hills, Florida, will come out to return this punt. We saw Jeremiah Smith once last week. That cat kind of got let out of the bag. We've not seen him as a punt returner yet today. Peyton Hoff, the long snapper, gets the ball to Schifino, the punter, who puts it in the air with the right foot. Bryson Rogers up on the ball, catches it as 24. He eludes one tackle, moves now to his left side to the 25, to the Ohio State 30. Rogers to the 40-yard line of Ohio State. Weaves his way to the 50, and he goes down at the 50-yard line. Bryson Rogers with a nice punt return as he weaved his way through the defense. Finally, he was brought down by Grambling State's Charles Bernard, and Ohio State will have the ball in midfield, their first offensive possession of the third quarter.
For a second there, I thought maybe he put up his right hand
I
there
did too.
a little bit.
Yeah.
They didn't call it, so I'm not going to call it.
So the drive will begin at the 50. Lincoln Keenholtz, junior from Pierre, South Dakota, will take over at quarterback. We mentioned he played in 2 games last year, had no stats. All he did was hand off. 11 for 22 in 5 career games, 111 yards. Most of that came in the Cotton Bowl loss a couple of years ago to Missouri.
Yeah, Devin Brown got that start, didn't he?
And he got hurt. He certainly did. 6 for 17 in the Cotton Bowl, 86 yards for Lincoln Keenholtz, a young man who is an outstanding athlete in the state of South Dakota. 3 state championship teams on football.
I think we
the
were right.
24-yard line, 1st and 10 for Ohio State.
Oh, about the fair catch? Yeah. So they apparently said Rogers did signal for a fair catch. So that ball's going to be backed up. Well,
we shouldn't have said anything.
You know, that's the second time today, Jim, we've doubted our own eyesight.
Yeah. I know. Like, well, that kind of looked like a fair catch. But
so Ohio State will have it now 1st and 10 at their own 25 with 12:04 to play in the third quarter and leading 42-0. So Lincoln Keenholtz has changed his number. He wears number 3 this year. You mentioned the outstanding athlete he was. He hit over 400 in baseball and averaged over 19 a game in basketball when he played as a senior in high school. He's got James Peoples in the backfield with him as Keenholtz works out of a shotgun. Feeds Peoples, running straight ahead, and Peoples gets to his own 30 and knocked down at about his own 34 by safety Christian Williams.
Gain of 9 for James Peoples there. Ohio State's probably going to lean on that running game here in the second half.
Yes, so that gain of 9 makes it 2nd and 1. Buckeyes right on the ball at their own 33. Keenholtz straight behind center. He's going to pass from his 25. Shoots it out on the right flat where it's caught, and Bryson Rogers is dumped right around the Ohio State 33-yard line. Is it enough for the first down? Linebacker Jamal Jordan with the tackle.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and move the chains. Got it just enough to convert that second down into a first down.
A first down pickup presented by Kroger. So the 11:24 and counting. Third quarter, first down Ohio State from the 34. Keenholtz, quick dump out on the left side is incomplete as he tossed that just under through Jelani Thurman, who had coverage from safety Quentin Talley.
Yeah, pretty good coverage there by Quentin Talley on the tight end. Now, Jelani has about 4 or 5 inches on him, but ball was just a little bit overthrown in that situation there.
Yeah, he had to use those inches to reach down, not up.
Yeah.
So Ohio State looking at 2nd and 10. Ball at their own 34. Mylan Graham will go wide to the right. Coming wide to the left are David Adolph and Bryson Rogers. James Peoples single setback as Lincoln Keenholtz will work under center. Buckeyes to their own 34-yard line. Keenholtz feeds Peoples, running right side, hits his 35, gets to the 40, hurdles and gets knocked down at about the 43-yard line as James Peoples tried to pull a Saquon Barkley and go airborne before he was finally put down by cornerback Jalen Gilliard.
Yeah, run over those guys, right? I mean, going in the air like that is dangerous for you.
Yes.
It might look good on a highlight, but it's dangerous for the ball carrier because you get clipped halfway through, you end up spinning and landing on your head.
3rd and 2. Ohio State at their own 42-yard line.
Josh Padilla in there at center along with some other guys in the second team on the offensive line.
I was just eyeballing that, Jim, as Padilla, the center, positions over the ball. Pistol formation. Keenholtz at quarterback. Peoples behind him at tailback. Roberts the tight end motion. Keenholtz takes off running. Keenholtz on a left angle is yanked down at his own 44-yard line as Grambling State was ready for that play, and it was made by one of their defenders, Isaac Washington, defensive lineman.
You got Ian Moore in there at left tackle, Gabe Van Sickle at left guard, Ethan Oniawa in there at right guard, and Justin Terry, number 65, at right tackle.
Well, that was enough to get the first down for the Buckeyes.
Yes, sir.
With 10-10 left in the third quarter. Graham and Adolph and Roberts will go wide to the right. Thurman off the line to the left. Peoples at tailback behind Lincoln Kienholz in a pistol formation for Ohio State. First down from their own 44. Lincoln Kienholz with the ball, hands it Peoples, running left side, hits his own 45, and that's all the further he will go as he was wrapped up in a penalty flag comes out as that tackle is made by linebacker Jamal Jordan. By the ankle, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to get number 11, Devin Williams, on that for a little bit extra effort on that play.
The officials are discussing the matter.
It'd be a personal foul, I would think.
Devin Williams, one of the starting safeties for Grambling State. Play marked dead at the Ohio State 45.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
But that'll push the ball past midfield.
I don't know if I saw the face mask, but I did see the extra effort.
Okay. 9:50 on the third quarter clock. The only score since halftime is the defensive touchdown for Ohio State. Riley Pettijohn with a fumble recovery, returned for a touchdown.
Old timers remember Red Cashin, the
yes.
referee, giving him the business.
Giving him the business. First and 10. Ohio State at the Grambling State 40-yard line. Buckeyes leading 42-0 here in the third quarter. Lincoln Kienholz has taken over at quarterback, and Kienholz back to pass from the 50-yard line. Tosses out on the right flat, caught by David Adolph, and he's knocked down at the 33 of Grambling State by corner Tyrell Raby. David Adolph with the catch, matching his catch total from last year.
The senior out of Dublin, Jerome, comes up with a play there. Gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards.
So the Buckeyes at the 32 of Grambling State. Bo Jackson is in at tailback. He aligns to the left of quarterback Lincoln Kienholz. And Kienholz will fire down middle of the field where it is caught. The receiver is dropped. Bryson Rogers at the 10, picking up a first and goal. The Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone as Bryson Rogers came off the right flank to make that big catch.
Lincoln Kienholz now 3 of 4 throwing the football.
Looking good doing it.
Yeah, coming in here for his career, he was 10 of 22, so let's see if we can get him a touchdown pass.
Which he does not have.
No.
First and 10. Ohio State at the 11 of Grambling State. David Adolph will go wide to the right. Coming wide to the left, Mylan Graham. Bo Jackson, single setback. Lincoln Kienholz under center, Josh Padilla. Now Clare motioning into a fullback position. Kienholz hands it to Rogers, going straight ahead to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for a touchdown run of 11 yards for freshman Bo Jackson from Villa Angela St. Joseph's High School. Ohio State now has a lead of 48-0 over Grambling State.
I believe that was his first carry, wasn't it?
I believe it is.
First one in the end zone. Not a bad way to start if you're Bo Jackson. Of course, we remember a great Bo Jackson out of Auburn who played baseball and football, NFL, and Major League Baseball in his career. Bo knows.
And this Bo knows how to get to the end zone for the Ohio State Buckeyes. 48-0, Ohio State's lead. PAT unit is on. Jackson Corville, a transfer from Ball State, will be kicking the PAT. Ball's put down, and Corville with a kick out of Centerville knocks it through the uprights. And Ohio State adds another point following that touchdown. 49-0, Ohio State leading Grambling State with 8:24 to play. Third quarter, score perks on Game Day Essentials all season long at Giant Eagle. A reminder that Giant Eagle is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout on the field. 8:24 to play, third quarter. It is 49-0, Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
When you need urgent care, there are many choices, but there's only one advanced level of urgent care led by Ohio State emergency medicine physicians. Ohio State Advanced Urgent Care. When you need care fast, the choice is clear. An 11-yard touchdown run by freshman Bo Jackson, plus the point after by Jason Corville, has given Ohio State a 49-0 lead over Grambling State with 8:24 to play in the third quarter.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 9 plays, 76 yards, 3:40 off the clock. Down on the sidelines to Tyler Danberg.
Bo knows touchdowns. That's what we know now. Running backs coach Carlos Lachlan loves to coach his guys hard. And when he embraced with Bo Jackson, he had his entire arm swaddled around his true freshman running back. Those two have a great relationship, as does Lachlan with all his guys.
It was Jackson Corville with a PAT. I think I may have said Jason mistakenly. Kickoff by Fielding in the end zone. But Bo Jackson out of Villa Angela St. Joseph, 10 touchdowns his senior year in high school, 30 touchdowns his junior year, and add to that, he had one in the spring game, Jim.
Yeah, he's a special talent, and got a chance to see him play here in the second half, and we'll probably see some more here as this game goes on. But Ohio State now 454 yards of total offense, 118 on the ground.
Grambling State, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Been a rough day for the Tigers. Ashton Fry is taken over at quarterback, replacing Xavier Tieset. He's got Andre Cruz in the backfield with him as Fry will work out of a shotgun. 3-receiver package with a tight end out on the left side. Fry gets the snap, hands it to Cruz, running straight ahead, and he breaks it all the way up to his own 40, where finally Fahim Delane's safety will bring him down just past the 40, and that'll be a first down for the Tigers.
Got a nice block down the field by Keith Jones Jr., 6'4", 185-pound redshirt freshman who came in the game with 1 reception, but did a nice job blocking down the field to allow Cruz to pick up that first down.
Bryce West helped on the tackle as well for Ohio State. 1st and 10. Tigers are their own 41-yard line. Under 8 to play, third quarter, and it is 49-0. Ohio State. Grambling State being very deliberate, breaking their huddle as Ashton Fry sets up behind his center. I believe they've got Quentin Ross in now playing center. Handoff will go to Cruz straight ahead, and he stood up and pushed backward and driven into the ground by Riley Pettijohn, linebacker, who just gave him an old jumpy gathers and forklifted him.
Former teammate of mine, Jumpy Gathers. Jumpy was a lot of fun.
He was a good player, too.
He played for the New Orleans Saints, and then we traded for him.
There must have been a fumble and a recovery for Ohio State.
Yeah, we'll see if they review that.
Man, all of a sudden the defense ran off the field. The offense is coming back out.
Riley causing all kind of damage.
Wonder if he came up with the ball.
Now he made the big hit. I think
did he wrestle it away?
Sitanile came up with it. Epi Sitanile, number 44, might have came up with that football.
Oh, wow. So Ohio State's got the ball at the Grambling State 41-yard line.
That was a fumble.
Wow. Sitanile gives the Buckeyes another short field to work with. And so now Lincoln Keenholz gets the offense assembled in plus territory. Hands it off, running back moving to the right side, and the tackle made at the Grambling State 35-yard line by Jalen Gilliard, the defensive back on the running back who's in the game, and that is Isaiah West. We had heard that Isaiah West might get some time out here, so we better write him down on the chart here.
Out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So to be 2nd and 4, Ohio State at the Grambling State 35-yard line. Lincoln Keenholz looks to throw. Looking, shoots out on a left angle, and it is caught. Handling the ball, Mylan Graham wiggles by defender, going left side to the 15 and pushed out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Mylan Graham, as he gets forced out of bounds by safety Quentin Daly, and the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone thanks to that catch by Mylan Graham from New Haven, Indiana.
Yeah, dry start on the 41-yard line, and now they get it all the way down to the 11-yard line, or 12-yard line.
Looking to put more icing on the cake here with 6:35 and counting. Third quarter. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the 12 of Grambling State. And this again because of a fumble recovery by Eli Isitinale. Pistol formation with Keen Holtz at quarterback. Gets the snap. Hands it to Isaiah West. Started wide right. Runs out the middle. And takes it all the way to the end zone for a score. 12-yard touchdown run. Isaiah West of Ohio State. Buckeyes adding more on the scoreboard. Their lead is now 55-0 over Grambling State.
Yeah, great cut there by Isaiah West. He started to the right, cut it back to the middle of the field, and turned on the turbos and ends up in the end zone. Telling Bo Jackson, I can do that too. You know, Bo got in with one play, and Isaiah a couple carries, and he got in the end zone.
So Epi Sitanile with a fumble recovery that allows Isaiah West to run into the end zone for a touchdown. Jackson Corville to attempt the extra point. Joe McGuire puts it down, and the kick by Corville is up, and it is good. And we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Isaiah West, a 12-yard touchdown run. Jackson Corville the point after, and the Buckeyes lead is 56-0 over Grambling State. 6:16 to play third quarter. Timeout on the field. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Paul Keels here for Window Nation. Columbus, now is the best time to replace your windows. Window Nation is offering 50% off all window styles, plus no payments for 2 whole years. That's right, no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest until 2027. They'll also throw in 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you replace all the windows in your home. Take advantage of big savings, plus 1-day installation with Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com today.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Hey, Buckeye fans. Are you thinking of consolidating your debt with a home equity loan? Union Home Mortgage wants you to know the average homeowner has over $200,000 of home equity available, and they can help you get access to your money quickly and easily. Go to UHM.com to get your cash estimate today. You'll score financial freedom with Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
College football season is Modelo season. If you're listening to this right now, it's time to reward your full-time fandom with an ice-cold Modelo brewed for full-time Buckeye fans. 12-yard touchdown run. Isaiah West of Ohio State set up by an Epi Sitanile fumble recovery. And the Buckeyes lead Grambling State 56-0 with 6:16 to play in the third quarter.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. Well, a short one, 3 plays, 41 yards, 1:15 off the clock. The Buckeyes have 7 plays of 20-plus yards today. Down on the sideline to Tyler Danberg.
Isaiah West really started to gain steam to the public eye when head coach Ryan Day mentioned his name as a progressing name in his press conference heading into the Texas week, and he punched it in from 10-plus yards and had a big grin on his face. A lot of embraces for him, but probably the biggest was from head physical therapist and assistant athletic trainer Austin Stewart. That just goes to show you the relationship that the athletic training guys get to build with these budding stars. It's a really testament to what this program's all about.
Well, Jackson Corville will kick off for Ohio State. This young man that transferred in from Ball State, where he had a long last year at 52 and a game winner against Northern Illinois for the Cardinals. So backup kickers getting a chance to work. Corville, who's hit the last 2 PATs, line drive a kick that'll land in the end zone.
Well, Austin Stewart, commonly known as Stewie. The physical therapist for Ohio State, does a great job getting these guys back on the field if they get nicked up a little bit.
Well, still quite a bit of football to play for some folks here. 6:16 to play in the third quarter. And it's 56-0 Ohio State with a lead over Grambling State. Buckeyes will be at home next week with the Ohio Bobcats. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. Grambling State goes home to take on Kentucky State. That'll be their home opener. Bobcats are at home with the West Virginia Mountaineers down there in Athens today.
Number 90, Eric Mensah in the game, defensive tackle out of Stafford, Virginia.
And so is Ashton Fry still at quarterback for Grambling State. 1st and 10, Tigers at their own 25. Trey Bradford is in the backfield at tailback right next to Ashton Fry, the quarterback, who gets the snap, hands it, and a tackle made behind the line of scrimmage. And oh my goodness, what a play made by TJ Alford, linebacker, who came crashing in behind the line with a stop.
Yeah, him and Garrett Stover in at linebackers now for Ohio State. We're used to those Stover guys. This is Cade's cousin.
Mm-hmm. So that loss will now make it 2nd and 12, Grambling State at their own 23-yard line. Alford, a freshman from Port St. Lucie, Florida, making that tackle. Grambling not in any real hurry to get this play snapped, are they, Jim?
Can you blame them?
No. Ashton Fry straight behind his center. With Bradford in the backfield, he'll now move a receiver in motion. Give it now to Bradford, moving out on the left side, and Bradford's going to run right into Alford again, the linebacker. TJ Alford tackles him around the Grambling State 24 or a 25-yard line, bringing up a course and 3rd down for the Tigers.
3rd and 10 as the Tigers quickly get back on the ball.
They set up in a pistol formation. Ashton Fry receives a snap, pivots to his left, looking to throw. He's in trouble. He's grabbed and he's thrown down around the 12-yard line. This Ohio State lineman Zion Grady, freshman from Alabama, makes the play for the big loss.
2nd sack of the ball game for Ohio State, and the first one of Zion Grady's career. 6'4", 258 freshman's got a bright future here for Ohio State.
I think they said they were using him to mimic Colin Simmons to get ready for the Texas game last week.
Yes.
So Bryson Rogers will be back to await the punt. Joey Schifino for Grambling State at his own 2-yard line, with less than 5 to play in the 3rd quarter, and Ohio State owning a lead of 56-0. They led 35-0 at the half. Peyton Hoff, the long snapper, delivers the ball to Schifino, and he punts it in the air. Bryson Rogers moving to his right. Watches that ball bounce just past the 50 and out of bounds around the Ohio State 47. That's where the Buckeyes will have possession of the football. Timeout on the field. 4:19 to play 3rd quarter here in Columbus. 56-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeye fans, drive into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change for an expert oil change done in about 15 minutes. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 4 minutes and 19 seconds to play 3rd quarter at Ohio Stadium, where Ohio State leads Grambling State 56-0 down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Well, the way you could describe this Ohio State sideline right now with them up 56-0 is loose. Running back C.J. Donaldson holding court with anybody and everybody who would listen, but the defensive position groups still getting together, conferencing over what they've been doing and what they need to do. And then you've got the quarterbacks, Tavian St. Clair and Lincoln Keenholz, playing catch on the sideline, just continuing to keep those arms loose, guys.
Well, this football team just jumped out right from the get-go thanks to a 4-touchdown pass performance in the first half from quarterback Julian Sand. 1st and 10, Ohio State at their own 47. Lincoln Keenholz will have now behind him in the backfield Sam Dixon as they set up in a pistol formation. Keenholz gets the snap, hands it to Sam Dixon, who goes wiggling his way up the middle past the 50, and he'll push the pile to about the 47 of Grambling State. Sam Dixon, who last year was known as Sam Williams Dixon, stopped by Javoria Sherrod, defensive lineman.
Out of Pickerington North, who got the big win last night over Pickerington Central here in Central Ohio.
He played his first 3 years at West Holmes High School, up there in the area where they're having the Sweet Corn Festival this weekend in Millersport.
You would know that.
And, well, somebody told me they might have a radio on up there at the festival. 2nd and 4. Ohio State at the ball at the 47 of Grambling State. Lincoln Keenholz gets the snap, hands it to Sam Dixon again, running right side, squirts by a couple of defenders, but finally put down on the ground at the 42. Should be enough for the first down. Grambling State gets a stop made by safety Katrevic Banks.
You are correct. 2 runs and a first down for Sam Dixon.
Played in 4 games last year, 7 carries, 53 yards.
Entered the portal and then jumped back out.
He sure did. 3:15 and counting third quarter. First down, Ohio State at the 42 of Grambling State. Sam Dixon aligned behind quarterback Lincoln Keenholz in a pistol formation. Single receivers right and left. Snap to Keenholz. Hands it Dixon again. He's got a big hole running up the middle to the 30 of Grambling State. Tackled at the 25 of the Tigers. Sam Dixon gashes through before linebacker Brendan Barley stops him. That'll be another Ohio State first down.
It might have been Bo Jackson.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
It sure was.
Nice run, though.
And that ball positioned right at the 26-yard line. So the offense shuttling players in and out as we hit the 2.5-minute mark of the third quarter. First down, Ohio State with the ball at the 26 of Grambling State. Lincoln Keenholz straight behind his center, Padilla. Gets the snap, fakes a handoff, back to throw, tosses where it's caught by Thurman at the 20, moves middle of the field to the 11, where Jelani Thurman is finally tackled. He found an open seam, moved right down the middle before Osiris Smith, linebacker, stops him. Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone.
Lincoln Keenholz 5 of 6, so we've only really missed 2 passes in this ball game.
Huh. Isn't that something?
92% completion right now.
2 minutes to play, third quarter. It is 1st and 10, Ohio State at the 12 of Grambling State. Bo Jackson will remain at a tailback as the Buckeyes go into a deliberate huddle. And now at receiver is Quincy Porter, who goes out wide to the right. Mylan Graham flanked left. Bo Jackson alone in the backfield. Now Roberts will shift as an up back. Keenholz with a snap, hands it Jackson, coming behind blockers inside the 10. Pile goes to the 5, and that's where the pile comes to an end as Grambling State is able to get the stop made. They had a bunch of people piling up there to make the stop. One of the last defenders in there was Katrevic Banks.
Right guard Ethan Oniawa pushed that pile about 3 yards all by himself there. Gave it a shove there at the end.
It'll be 2nd and 3. Ohio State at the 5 of Grambling State, already leading 56-0 and looking for more here in the third quarter. Graham and Porter will go wide to the right. Tight ends Thurman and Roberts left side of the line. Jackson in the backfield to the left of quarterback Lincoln Keenholz. Snap to Keenholz. Feeds it Bo Jackson. Takes on the pile in the middle of the field. He'll maybe get to the 3. And that's going to be about all he'll get before defensive end Bryce Cage brings him down.
Looks like they're going to be a little shy of picking up the first down here. They need to gain about a half yard to pick it up.
So 3rd and that half yard with the ball put at, scoreboard says 3. And we've got 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Jackson will be in the backfield to the right of Lincoln Keenholz. Receivers Porter and Graham off the line to the left. Tight ends Roberts and Thurman on the right side of the line. Lincoln Keenholz calls for the snap. He's got it. Feeds it Jackson, and he's grabbed and stopped right at about the 5-yard line. As Grambling State had a player jump in there and make the play from the backside.
That'll be 4th down. Going into the fourth quarter.
I think that was Darling who jumped in there and make the play. One of the linebackers for Grambling State, and the quarter will come to an end after 3. Timeout, 56-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a champ or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Donato's Pep Duo Pizza is back, and it brought a pal. The Donato's Pep Duo, loaded with crispy pepperoni and 3 kinds of cheese. Now get a large Pep Duo pizza for just $14.99. Also back, Donato's deliciously dippable pepperoni cheese bread. Now on the $5 Pizza Pals menu for a limited time. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's, gotta love more.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tyvis Powell and I talk Buckeyes Monday morning at 6, only on The Fan.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Back at Ohio Stadium, Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. It is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Other Big Ten teams in action this afternoon. Third quarter out in Eugene. Oregon leads Oklahoma State 48-3. Third quarter in Piscataway. Rutgers 24, Miami, Ohio 10. Third quarter up in Madison, Wisconsin 14, Middle Tennessee 10. Top 25 games in progress. Third quarter, Georgia leads Austin Peay 14-3. That following a long weather delay there. Second quarter, following a long weather delay in Clemson. Troy 10, Clemson nothing. Third quarter, Ole Miss leads at Kentucky 17-3. Also in the third, Tennessee blowing out East Tennessee State 62-10. Florida up on South Florida 9-6. Utah an early 7-0 lead over Cal Poly. Ohio State 56, Grambling nothing as we head to the fourth with the voice of the Buckeyes, Falk Eels.
Thank you, Skip, and welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. And Ohio State 4th and 2 at the Grambling State 4, going for it. Quarterback Lincoln Keenholz under center Josh Padilla. He's got a Robertson Jackson behind him in the eye, but some chicken head has just run out onto the field. And he's going to get to meet one of the city's finest.
Well, I hope he collected a lot on that bet.
Really?
He didn't get tackled.
No. He got to the sideline and he just gave up. He knew what he was in for, apparently. Oh, well. So
Overserved?
Now, 4th and 2. Ohio State with the ball at the Grambling State 4. Keenholz under center, Padilla. Robertson Jackson behind him in the eye. Nobody out wide. And Keenholz back to throw. Looks, lofts it into the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown, Jelani Thurman. As Keenholz found him, Jelani Thurman with his second career touchdown catch, his first of the season. Lincoln Keenholz, his first collegiate touchdown pass. And it's 62-0 Ohio State.
Well, 4th and 1, what have we done out of that formation every time we ran the football? This time they just go a little play action. No one's covering Jelani Thurman. He's open in the back of the end zone, and Lincoln Keenholz puts it on the money. As you mentioned, his first career touchdown pass as a Buckeye.
So Jackson Corville will come on to attempt the extra point, which would be point number 63 for Ohio State. Joe McGuire calls for the ball, puts it down, and Corville with a kick. It is up, and it is good. And Ohio State's lead on the first play of the fourth quarter has now grown to 63-0 over Grambling State. Tyler Danberg, what did it look like down there?
Well, there was a fan that escaped from the student section to our right in a white J.K. Dobbins jersey. He was ruled ineligible, obviously, and he will not be credited with being on the field for that touchdown. But after the fact, he got dapped up by defensive tackle Caden McDonald, Jermaine Matthews, defensive back, who's wearing a Gatorade towel like a cape. Who knows what's happening down on the sidelines now, guys, but credit to the security staff for helping get to that fan that got onto the field.
Lucky Anthony Slagle went down on the sidelines.
Isn't that the truth?
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 8 plays, 53 yards, 4:24 off the clock.
How about Lincoln Keenholz? Gets his first collegiate touchdown pass and throws it to Jelani Thurman.
Good call there.
That tight end group getting a lot of work. Well, Jackson Corville will kick off again for Ohio State. Puts this in the air as it goes to the south end of the stadiums, and the Grambling State Tigers will let that land in the end zone.
Yeah, if you don't know Anthony Slagle, just Google that.
Former Ohio State linebacker who was working in the strength staff a few years ago. That was the last time the Ohio Bobcats were here, I believe.
Yeah.
When some fan came out of the stands and he ran into the middle of the field, and Anthony Schlegel did things to him that really should only happen on a football field.
Yeah.
Whether you're in uniform or not. We love you, Schlegs.
Yeah. To our fans down in Louisiana listening to us.
Yes. Yes, to educate them on some of what goes on when you have a lead like 63-0. Well, Grambling State with a football at their own 25-yard line. It's been a tough day for Mickey Joseph and the Tigers. Ashton Fry at quarterback gets the snap out of the shotgun, and he heads to the tailback McClendon running right side, and he's put down at the 29-yard line. Clyde McClendon, a redshirt freshman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, tackled by Garrett Stover, linebacker.
That might be the last pass Ohio State throws in this game.
I wouldn't be surprised, Jim. 2nd and 6, Tigers at their 29-yard line. Will they throw many?
Yeah.
You know? McClendon had 10 carries for 46 yards last week in Grambling State's win over Langston.
Cruz is the leading rusher today for Grambling. 5 carries for 38 yards along the 19.
I was going to say, he got most of that on one lug. So 2nd and 6, Grambling State at their own 29 with less than 15 to play in the fourth quarter. Ashton Fry, a junior from Birmingham, Alabama, at quarterback, gets the snap. Again, he'll feed that to McClendon, who's going to be dropped at about the 33 by linebacker Garrett Stover out of Big Walnut High School here in Central Ohio.
That'll set up a 3rd and 2 for Grambling.
Of course, in 3rd and 2.
See if they could continue their drive.
Which at the moment is at their own 33-yard line. They will send Kobe Brown in as an extra tight end. 2 receivers going out wide to the right. Keith Jones, as well as, I believe that's Nick Howard. 2 tight ends, Jones and Williams on the left side of the line. Clyde McClendon will be at setback next to his quarterback, Ashton Fry. Grambling State 3rd and 2 at their own 33-yard line. Snap to Fry. Hands McClendon running up the middle, and he's going to be hit and stopped right around the 34-yard line by linebacker T.J. Alford for Ohio State.
I think he has it.
I think he does too.
They signaled it. First down.
So the Tigers, who are moving right to left as we view it here at Ohio Stadium, keep this drive going with 13:04 to play fourth quarter. 63-0 Ohio State leading. So the Tigers get their offensive personnel going where they want them to go. Andrew Frazier will go wide to the right out there along with another eligible receiver. That's Patrick Williams, tight end. 2 others, Kobe Brown and Keith Jones, come wide to the left for Ashton Fry, the quarterback. McClendon, a tailback. And Fry gets the snap. Fakes a handoff, starts running to the right side. He's in a bit of a jam and is tackled at the 33-yard line by safety Fahim Delane, a freshman out of Good Hope, Maryland.
Number 33, Eli Lee in the ball game, playing some linebacker. Josh Mickens, number 52, the junior out of Indianapolis, playing some defensive end for the Buckeyes.
We might have seen the last passes we're going to see all day.
Fine with me.
Yes. 2nd and 10, Tigers at their 35-yard line. Again, receivers stacked on each side of the line of scrimmage. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Clyde McClendon is at tailback, and Ashton Fry is at quarterback. He's a right-handed thrower as opposed to Tezat, the starter, who is a southpaw. And on 2nd and 10, Grambling from their own 35-yard line. Fry takes the snap, starts to run. He's got a blocker, moves right side and goes down at his 37-yard line. Ohio State's Joshua Mickens, defensive lineman, with a stop, brings up a course and third down.
Yeah, it was a short gain there, just a gain of about 2 yards, so they got a lot of work to do here on 3rd and 8.
Clock still moving, 11:27 and counting, fourth quarter. 3rd and 8, as you said, Jim. Ball for Grambling State is to their own 37. Grambling State's basketball program will be here later this year to take on Jake Diebler's Ohio State Buckeyes.
Now, didn't you say that Eddie Robinson coached basketball and football at Grambling?
Somebody told me that out in the press box here today, that for about a dozen years he coached the basketball team, the Hall of Fame football coach.
Let's see if Ryan Day wants to get a little extra work in, huh? Help out.
Yeah, Ryan was a pretty good basketball player in high school. 3rd and 8, Grambling from their 37. Ashton Fry with the ball, looking to pass. Sails that one deep down the left side of the field and overthrows at the Ohio State 40. His intended receiver, Andrew Frazier, who was covered by corner Aaron Scott.
Punt number 6 coming up for Grambling. Looked like maybe a hold was not called there inside, which I think is a good call.
Yes, which means it wasn't then. So the punter has been a busy young man. Bryson Rogers will await the punt from Johnny Schifino, a transfer from Southern Methodist, team that was in the college football playoff last year. Schifino puts that punt in the air. Rogers watches it check up around the Ohio State 24, roll inside the 20. That's going to roll down near the Ohio State 13-yard line, where it'll be downed. And the Buckeyes will take over with 10:39 left in the game. Timeout on the field. 63-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
The Electrical and Teledata Professionals of Central Ohio, represented by IBEW Local Union 683 and the Central Ohio chapter of NECA, are proud to support our team for another electrifying season. Whatever your electrical and teledata needs, you'll be a winner by getting wired by our professionals. Spearheading these state-of-the-art services is our Electrical Trades Center in Columbus, Ohio. Implementing both classroom and on-the-job instruction, they assure continued top performance. To find an electrical and teledata professional, visit www.cohneca.org. We'll see you at the game.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stay safe this season and make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught and you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification of the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Well, there's no tiptoeing around this, Jim. It's a big day for Ohio State. Buckeyes lead Grambling State 63-0 with 10:39 to play in the fourth quarter.
They dominated about every quarter of this ball game. That's why you have the lopsided score.
Lincoln Keenholtz, who threw a touchdown pass last time out there, brings the offense onto the field. First and 10, Ohio State working for their own 13-yard line. Isaiah West is in at tailback. He scored a rushing touchdown today, and he'll get the handoff from Keenholtz running straight ahead, and Isaiah West is going to be dragged down around the 18-yard line. That tackle for Grambling State is made by Josh Darling, linebacker.
Got to think Ohio State's going to huddle up here, huh? Yep. Take some time off this clock. Long, slow drive.
Phillip Bell, freshman out of Mission Viejo, California, comes in at receiver for the Buckeyes. So 2nd and 5. Ohio State with the ball at their own 18-yard line. Bell will come wide to the right with Mylan Graham. Tight end Roberts, right side of the line. Wide receiver Porter off the left for quarterback Lincoln Keenholz, who gets the snap. Keenholz, option play coming right side, hangs onto it, runs to the 20, shakes a defender, gets to the 25, thrown out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Lincoln Keenholz, that should be enough for the first down, as defensive back Jalen Gilliard forced him out and held him up to make sure he didn't fall down. It's a first down pickup presented by Kroger.
They got Isaiah Kemma, number 56 in the ball game at center, the freshman.
So 1st and 10, Ohio State at the 26 on their own side of the field with 9:38 to play in the game. Buckeyes with a whopping 63-0 lead. And Tavian St. Clair is now in at quarterback to take the snap. Freshman from Bell Fountain hands it off to Isaiah West, going to the left, and West is locked up and stopped around the 29-yard line as the tackle is made by Ike Nakenyi, defensive end for Grambling State. St. Clair, the freshman from Bellefontaine, last year passed for over 2,500 yards and 29 touchdowns at Bellefontaine. So we hit the 9-minute mark of the fourth quarter, 2nd and 6. Ohio State at the 30 on their own side of the field. Tavian St. Clair out of Bellefontaine wearing a number 9 on his scarlet jersey. They'll have Isaiah West lined up to his right. Fresh set of downs for the Buckeyes. St. Clair gets the snap, hands to West, running straight ahead, and he's going to be slowed and stopped probably at about the 31-yard line as Grambling State's Ike Nakenyi on the defensive line again makes the stop.
Yeah, he's out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and came in off the edge there to make that play for a little bit of a gain.
Yeah, he transferred from the University of Nevada, where he played for the Wolfpack. A lot of transfers on this Grambling State team. So it'll be 3rd and 4. Tigers working at their own 32-yard line with a little more than 8 minutes to play. Buckeyes out of their deliberate huddle. We'll have Bell and Graham go wide to the left. Quincy Porter, freshman out of New Jersey, wide to the right for quarterback Tavian St. Clair. Bo Jackson in the backfield next to him at running back. St. Clair to attempt his first pass, throws middle of the field, and is caught. Receiver dumped at the 39-yard line. Roberts with a catch. That'll be enough.
Incomplete.
They called it incomplete. I thought he went down and got it, but incomplete.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
So on 4th down, and the Buckeyes still on their own side of the field, they'll send the punt unit out, and we're going to see for the first time this year Nick McClarty punt the football. He had 2 punts last year for an average of over 32 yards.
First punt of the ball game for the Buckeyes.
McClarty, a big 6'7" punter out of Australia. So they say he has wowed people with his punts in practice over the last couple of years. Back to await the punt is Nigel Lanier for Grambling State. High snap, and McClarty gets it, punts it from his 21-yard line. Hangs that one high. Lanier waving for a fair catch, and he'll make it around the Grambling State 23-yard line. When life gets real, start at Kohl's, where they have lower prices on thousands of items your family needs for whatever life brings. Kohl's, where family comes first. Timeout on the field. 7:44 left in the game. It's 63-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
The The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Buckeye football brought to you in part by Encova Insurance for auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics. 7:44 left in the fourth quarter here in Columbus. 63-0 Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
They don't make punters like Nick McClarty, the 6'7", 255-pound sophomore from Melbourne, Australia. If he makes it pro, he would be the tallest punter in NFL history. Right now, that's 6'5", Brandon Fields, Matt Turk, and Shav Roca, whom McClarty trained at the Punt Factory with, along with Darren Bennett, another former NFL punter in Australia. He's the fourth Aussie to punt for the Buckeyes all time.
Well, he needed all that height to get that snap. It was a little high, but he unleashed the punt.
A little high and to the right.
Yeah.
But he caught it.
He caught it, and he kicked it. So Grambling State with a football, 1st and 10, at their own 23-yard line. Ashton Fry, junior out of Birmingham, continues at quarterback. He had a TD pass last week in their win over Langston. Fry out of the shotgun, gets the snap. Hands it to his tailback, running out a right angle, and the play gets made, tackling the back at the 25-yard line. That carry was by Tony Phillips. And looked like that was Jarquez Carter, the freshman defensive lineman from Newberry, Florida, with a stop.
Yeah, he's 2 games in a row. He's played in that first game a few snaps, and he's played a little bit more extensively here in the second half.
2nd down. 8 to go. Grambling State at their own 25. And again, the Tigers being very deliberate, looking to Mickey Joseph, their head coach, of the sideline. You know, and they're in that position where coaches never want to say it out loud, but they want to get out healthy and get back and be ready to play in the SWAC. So on 2nd down, Ashton Fry in the shotgun. Hands it to Phillips, running right side. He's got room at his own 25, gets to his own 30, and he is knocked out of bounds at his 34-yard line by Malik Hartford, junior safety, making the play. Close to the marker, and it looks like he's about a yard shy of it for the first down.
Yeah, no, you're right, yard shy. I thought he had it there, but now they are going to go ahead and move it as a first down.
Are they?
Yep.
Well, they've changed the number, but the sticks are finally now moving.
Yep. Gave up contained there, our defensive end. Tried to get in the backfield and make a big play, tackle for loss, and by doing that, he gave up contained there, Joshua Mickens.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Grambling State at their own 34-yard line. Clyde McClendon, the tailback, off the right hip of quarterback Ashton Fry. McClendon the give, going up the middle, and McClendon bust by a couple of people, but he's finally put down right around the 37-yard line. Ohio State gets the stop made by... that is Eli Lee, who you talked about earlier, playing linebacker.
Yeah, Garrett Stover got in the backfield there. Just tripped him up a little bit, but couldn't take him down. Slowed him up.
Under 6 to play, 4th quarter, 2nd and 6. Grambling State at their own 38-yard line. Those wide receivers going out wide to right have to feel like the loneliest people on the field right now, knowing they're probably not going to see the ball. 2nd and 6. Grambling State at their own 38. Ashton Fry in the gun. McClendon tailback off his right-hand side. And now Fry, he does throw. Tosses out the right side, but it's incomplete at the 39-yard line through the hands of tight end Patrick Williams out on the right flat. Brings up a course and 3rd down.
They got Williams listed at 205. That's kind of light for a tight end at 6'6".
Yeah, for real.
Couldn't quite come down with that pass.
3rd down bells ringing. Of course, Coach John Cooper was the beginning of the game bell ringer today to welcome everybody in. 3rd and 6. Grambling State with the ball at their own 38-yard line, but Ohio State owning a 63-0 lead here in the 4th quarter. Ashton Fry has quarterbacked most of the second half of the Tigers. He's got Clyde McClendon in the backfield with him. Fry out of the shotgun, back at his 30 to pass. Throws up the left side and overthrows the intended receiver Williams, who is covered by safety Malik Hartford around the Grambling State 45-yard line. 4th down upcoming.
Punt number 7 for the Tigers.
Something they've done a lot of today with that number. So Johnny Schifino in to kick. And Bryson Rogers will be back deep for Ohio State. Now, the coaches, and especially Ryan Day, talked about wanting to play a lot of players today, and they have. 5.5 to play. The stands have kind of started to get a little scattered here. Johnny Schifino puts it in the air for Grambling State. Bryson Rogers backing up. That ball checks up at about the 15, rolls forward to about the 17, and now back at the 16 is where it'll settle. And that's where Grambling State will down it with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Fourth quarter, timeout on the field. 63-0, Ohio State ahead of Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Spectrum is a proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics, wherever Buckeye fans gather, from the shoe to living rooms and watch parties across the country. Spectrum brings the game to you. Every snap, every score, every Saturday. From the season opener to cold weather conference showdowns, from Big Ten battles to the game versus that team up north. This is more than football. It's tradition powered by Spectrum, connecting us all. Go Bucks!
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Ohio State fans, are you looking to score big with your home equity? Union Home Mortgage will help you unlock the value of your home and fund the promises you've made to yourself and your family. If you need to pay off debt, have home improvements, or whatever your family needs are, visit UHM.com and score financial freedom with Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender and MLS number 2229.
Is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
63-0, Ohio State leading Grambling State with 5:17 to play fourth quarter here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Time to spotlight today's best in game. Brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, who works hard to be the best in the game, as the proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics.
Well, I'm going to name two Buckeyes. Julian Sain, 18-19, 306 yards, 4 touchdowns, and, of course, that one interception. Completed 95% of his passes, and 5 of those went to Jeremiah Smith for 119 yards and a pair of touchdowns and an 87-yard touchdown, which we think is the longest in Ohio State's history.
Yeah, you had a note about that. Well, the Ohio State offense with the football at their own 16-yard line. Tavian St. Clair, his second series at quarterback. He'll get the snap as the up man in the pistol. Hands off the running back, who comes swerving his way to the right side, and that is Bo Jackson, who's taken down at the 24-yard line. Bo Jackson had a touchdown run earlier today, stopped by linebacker Aiden Smart of Grambling State.
Buckeyes have more points than plays, 63 points in this game, 58 plays.
Yeah, they just kind of took charge really from the very beginning, scoring on the first possession. 2nd and 3. Ohio State with the ball at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, they scored every possession until the interception.
Yeah. Tavian St. Clair, freshman out of Bell Fountain. He's set up at quarterback to take the snap. And St. Clair gets the ball, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right to throw, fires up the right sideline, incomplete at the 30 as Phillip Bell was separated from the football with a big hit from Jalen Gilliard at cornerback.
Yeah, I don't know if Tavian did him any favors there, right? I mean, he had to see that guy closing like that, but give him credit for getting up and bouncing back to the huddle there.
Yeah, Phillip Bell, young man who had a TD in the spring game here at the stadium. So 3rd and 3, Ohio State, their own 23 with 4.5 to play in the game. Bell will go wide to the left with Mylan Graham. Coming wide to the right, Quincy Porter. Jackson the single set back behind Tavian St. Clair in a shotgun. St. Clair hands it off. And that is Jackson running right side loose to his own 40 down the right sideline to the 50. Bo Jackson to the 40 of Grambling State and taken out of bounds at the Grambling State 25-yard line is Bo Jackson. Finally, he was driven out of bounds by safety Katrevic Banks. First down, big gain for Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo Jackson had 7 carries for 47 yards. Before that, he might get close to 100 before it's all said and done if they keep feeding him the football.
He's been in the end zone as well today as part of Ohio State's 63-0 lead. 4 minutes and 10 seconds and counting here in the fourth quarter. The ball marked at the 26 of Grambling State.
No more passes. 8 carries for 98 yards for Bo Jackson.
He is replaced by Isaiah West in the backfield. 3 receiver package for quarterback Tavian St. Clair. First and 10, Ohio State at the Grambling State 26-yard line. St. Clair out of the shotgun. Eyeballs the defense, gets the snap, hands it to Isaiah West. He goes running on a left angle where he's finally yanked down around the 23 of Grambling State. And he is taken down there at the 23 by Isaac Washington, defensive lineman.
Brody Lennon in the ball game at tight end, number 87, had a nice block on that play.
More and more people getting in there.
Novelty, Ohio.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
The two native Ohioans don't know where it is. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 22-yard line.
Skip.
St. Clair in the pistol. West behind him at tailback. And Tavian St. Clair gets the snap. Hands it off West, running to the right side of the 20 of Grambling State and taken down right there at the 20 of Grambling State by lineman Isaac Washington. Our apologies to Novelty, Ohio.
Well, I can look it up here quick.
I'm sure you could. Ball at the 19 of Grambling State. 63-0 Ohio State with a lead. That's why we're worried about small towns in Ohio. And the Buckeye offense being very deliberate, huddling, milking the clock. Mylan Graham, Phillip Bell will go wide to the left. Quincy Porter wide right. Pistol formation, St. Clair at quarterback, West at tailback behind him. And St. Clair hands it off. West with a hole, moving to the 15-yard line, cut down at about the 13-yard line. Isaiah West by Katrevic Banks safety, and that's going to move the chains with another first down.
Yeah, it's east of Cleveland.
Okay.
East of Beechwood.
All right.
Near Chesterland.
All right, so we are now...
Chagrin Falls.
We are now further educated.
Yes.
And we hit the 2-minute timeout here in the fourth quarter at Ohio Stadium. Timeout on the field. 63-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say. Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
2 minutes to play, fourth quarter at Ohio Stadium. 63-0 Ohio State leading Grambling State. Next week, Ohio State hosts Ohio University. Will be on the air beginning at 5:30 p.m. with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show. And a reminder to stay with us after the game. For the Encova Insurance postgame show, we'll hear from Coach Ryan Day and announce our postgame awards, including the IBEW Electric Play of the Game.
Well. Do you think Ohio State will take a knee here, or what's your strategy here on first down and 10 at the 14-yard line? 13-yard line.
With 2 minutes to go, maybe not yet.
Maybe run one time and
Something
see what
like
happens.
That, yeah. But that's why we're up here and they're down there.
Yeah.
We've seen three quarterbacks play for the Buckeyes. Julian Sand, who threw 4 TDs in the first half. Lincoln Keenholtz, who threw his first collegiate touchdown pass. And now Tavian St. Clair is out there, freshman from Bellefontaine.
Yeah, they're going to run.
It sure does look that way.
Of course, they got trips to the left here, so who knows?
Bo Jackson is the tailback behind quarterback Tavian St. Clair. Those trips are Bell, Porter, and Graham, I believe. So Ohio State looking at first and 10, as you said, Jim, at the Grambling State 13-yard line.
Well, should be easy to get home after this ball game. A lot of people left.
A lot of them did. A lot of them were here.
They wanted to watch Grambling State band.
And they did.
Yep. Did a good job, too. I was impressed.
As did, as you said, the Ohio State alumni band with the marching band. Over 100,000 on hand, as per usual. Well, the officials giving the all clear. 1st and 10, Ohio State, the Grambling State 13. Tavian St. Clair, front man in a pistol. We get some early movement and whistles and flags. At the line of scrimmage, there was dance steps before the music began.
Yeah, a movement there on.
Offside with contact. Defense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That was Sane Masato, defensive lineman out of Sumter, South Carolina.
That's 6 penalties now for 40 yards for Grambling.
How about Ohio State today in penalties?
Just 2.
Oh, good.
Edric Houston had both of them.
That's right. 1st and 5, Ohio State at the Grambling State 8 after that infraction. St. Clair and Jackson make up the pistol formation in the backfield. And the handoff will go to Bo Jackson coming right side behind a blocker, and he's going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown run. Bo Jackson's second TD run of the game. He set up behind his blockers and raced it in. There is a penalty flag down, however.
Right at the line of scrimmage, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's see what that is.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
All right, forget what we just said.
3 penalties on Ohio State now.
Oh, sorry to bring it up.
Yeah, I just wrote 2 down. Now I got to change that, cross it out.
So that negates Bo Jackson's touchdown run. Minute 55 remaining in the game. It is 63-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State.
Now it's back to 1st and 10. Offsetting penalties there, basically.
Yep, with the ball put at the Grambling State 13-yard line.
Got to get lined up right.
So Tavian St. Clair gets the Buckeyes huddled up. Mylan Graham, Phillip Bell will go wide to the left. Wide to the right, Quincy Porter. Tight end is Roberts on the left side of the line. Jackson at running back behind St. Clair, the quarterback in a shotgun. Freshman out of Bell Fountain gets the snap. Hands it Jackson running right side. He'll get to the 10, get to the 5, and he is knocked out of bounds at about the 2-yard line as the ball came springing loose. That play was turned in by Grambling State defensive back Markel Linzer.
1st and goal.
And they'll put that, looks like they're going to put it at the 3. And that was not Linzer that made that play. That was a player, unless they've got their receiver Jordan Bride playing cornerback. That's who made the stop.
Brought in Sam Dixon, maybe get him a TD.
Yes, which he has not had. So to be 1st and goal, Ohio State with the ball at the Grambling State 3. St. Clair straight behind center, hands to Sam Dixon, has some contact in the backfield and then is taken down right at about the 1-yard line. As Grambling State lineman Sane Masato made contact with Sam Dixon to stop him short. There was some contact behind the line of scrimmage, but he shed that.
Well, I can see getting Sam a touchdown, but I also can see just taking a knee. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
with 49 seconds to go. And it will be 2nd and goal at the 1. Sam Dixon remains at tailback right behind quarterback Tavian St. Clair in a pistol. St. Clair gets the football. Hands it to Dixon. Running straight ahead into the end zone, Sam Dixon. For his first collegiate touchdown at Ohio State. Sam Dixon runs it in. The Buckeyes add 6 more points on the scoreboard. Their lead is 69-0 over Grambling State.
Well, good drive there. You got your 3rd-team quarterback in. You got your 3rd and 4th string offensive line in. You got your 3rd or 4th or 5th string running back in, and you got to let those guys play football too, and they did. Took it right down the field and into the end zone.
Jackson Corville will be again in to attempt the extra point. He's been set up as the backup kicker to Jaden Fielding. Joe McGuire, the holder, puts it down. Corville's kick is up, and that kick is good. So it is 70-0. Ohio State leading Grambling State with 31 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 9 plays, 84 yards, 446 ticked off the clock. Buckeyes, 651 yards of total offense. They've rushed for 274, which at half that number wasn't quite as good. At halftime they had 87 yards, so mostly on the ground here in the second half for Ohio State.
Well, we've seen rushing touchdowns from Sam Dixon, from Isaiah West, from Bo Jackson. as well as C.J. Donaldson. We've seen a defensive touchdown, and O'Reilly Pettijohn fumble recovery. Lincoln Keenholz with a touchdown pass to Jelani Thurman. And, oh, by the way, Julian saying 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Jeremiah Smith, 1 to Carnell Tate, and the other to Will Kazmarek. So that's what's got us at 70-0. Ohio State ahead of Grambling State with 31 seconds remaining in the football game.
Sure, they'll just, well, you never know, but take a knee and get out of here.
You was reading my mind. But Ohio State will have to kick off here, and it'll be Jackson Corville. This is a young man they brought in, a transfer from Ball State, wanting him to compete with Jaden Fielding. Remember, Jaden had some trouble with a hip flexor last year and some kickoffs that went out of bounds, but he was able to hold off the position battle. But Jackson Corville getting a lot of work, both kicking off and doing PATs here in the second half. Puts that in the air with the right foot, and Grambling State will let that bounce in the end zone.
About 8 yards deep into the end zone. Nice kickoff.
So next week, night game, Ohio's Bobcats will come in. Coach Brian Smith's team facing West Virginia down at Peden Stadium today in Athens. And it's always been nice to see when Ohio State's been able to make it happen where in-state opponents have been able to come in and play non-conference games.
Well, that really started with Andy Geiger. There wasn't too much of that, in-state, but Andy thought it would be a great way to keep some of those payouts that you're playing to our in-state programs.
Yep. So Bowling Green, one of the early ones they started playing. Of course, there was that infamous game against the Cincinnati Bearcats at Paul Brown Stadium that fortunately turned out right. Barely. 1st and 10. Grambling State at the 25. Ashton Fry will hand it. McClendon tailback moving straight ahead, and McClendon's going to be bent over and stopped by lineman Zion at Grady right around the Grambling State 24-yard line with 22 seconds and counting. So much for a knee, huh?
Yeah, I don't see anybody dropping the headphones over there either. They're going to run another play maybe? Or
well, 11 seconds and counting.
No.
Well, they're breaking formation with 7 seconds left. Second down, Grambling State at their own 25. Ashton Fry, the quarterback. Now motioning McClendon, the tailback, back into the backfield. That's going to take care of it. Couldn't snap it in enough time, and the game ends. Final score, 70-0. Ohio State defeats Grambling State here at Ohio Stadium. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.